You may know this guy from the videos made by Lizneek and Matioska Rai, aka Angel. I'm sorry if I pronounced your name wrong, you guys. If you haven't, I really recommend checking them both out. But for those who don't know, this guy is YoshiWii1, also known as the biggest Sunami fan brat I have ever seen. And trust me, I've seen a lot of them. This guy is completely obsessed with the pairing of Sonic the Hedgehog and Amy Rose, and just the character Amy Rose herself, so much to the point where it's really unhealthy, bashes people who happen to not like the pairing, and hates the Archie comics and Sally Acorn with a passion just because of Sunami. Not only that, but according to Yoshi, if you don't like this pairing, then you're not a true Sonic fan. And people like this guy are the reason why I don't care about Sonic couples.
He also goes too far liking Sunami that he compares it to religion, since he's pretty much a Christian, because he keeps saying that people are in denial of Sunami being canon, that he has to use his own belief as a comparison, which is pretty creepy and scary. And this is coming from a Sunami fan myself. You guys might know this already, but I love Sunami, and I want Sunami to happen as much as Yoshi does. But the thing is, the way he keeps shoving this pairing down to people's throats, forcing them to like Sunami, even though he has said countless of times that he respects that people don't support the pairing, or that they don't have to support it.
An example of his butthurtness would be at this anti-Sunami group. Now, the people in this group never did anything to him, never attacked him for being a Sunami fan, nothing like that. But since they don't like this pairing, Yoshi just came in out of nowhere, saying that they need to grow up and stop hating on my Sunami. By the way, some of the things he says in this comment, be prepared to hear this many times, because this guy repeats himself a lot. Boy, it's gonna be fun for me reading these things.
Are you guys gonna start growing up? Hating on something is not gonna get you anywhere in life. If you dislike Sunami, just let it go. Making a hate group is gonna make you guys look immature and ignorant. I don't like Justin Bieber, but I am not gonna make a hate group on him just because I don't like him. Same thing with Miley Cyrus. I am not gonna make a hate group just because I don't like her. So if you don't like what Sega has done with Sunami, too bad. Deal with it. If you don't like what Sega does, I guess you're not a Sonic fan. I am sorry to say that.
Well, look at that, guys. If anyone watching this isn't a Sunami fan, then that means you're not a Sonic fan. Well, I mean, I play the games and read the comics, but I guess I'm still not a fan because I don't like Sunami. Wonderful logic there, Yoshi. The CEO owner of this group, Sonic Bandicoot, commented to this idiot, pretty much having the same reaction as I did, but then he brought up two good points. Regardless, would you consider a Mario fan one if they liked Mario Peach or not? Seriously, that's obviously canon. But maybe some people like Mario with Daisy or Rosalina. I don't know what's your problem with people liking other things, but if you don't like something, like this group, then why the hell are you even here? Go to a Sunami lovers group or something. Make better use of your time instead of being so butthurt. Good question there. So, Yoshi, you obviously saw that this was an anti-Sunami group, so why did you come here?
That's your loss if you don't accept the facts, but gonna have to leave with what Sega decided? You really think I am that stupid?
Yes.
I only saw this group because I noticed that one of my favorites, which was an Amy pick, was associated with this group. I was like, why is this associated with this group? So I was curious and clicked on here, but really, just deal with it. Say that Sega made up their minds. Archie made up their minds with Sonali. I don't like it, but I accept that they choose Sonic and Sally to be together.
Oh, excuses. Of course. But let's say that did happen, okay? You just happened to click on it because, I don't know. So if that was the case, why did you even comment on it? Answer me that one. Oh, and I like how he didn't answer the Mario Peach question. Typical. Here comes one of these long responses that Yoshi seems to like doing. Here we go.
Only said that because you hate what Sega does. The creators of Sonic themselves. You're not a Sonic fan, but Amy was canon and will always be. If Amy was really not Sonic's girlfriend, she wouldn't exist at all. Think about that. Can't you even tell that Amy was meant for Sonic? She hasn't even been around longer than Knuckles has. I can understand that Sonic fans for not liking the comics or the cartoons, but what the actual is what Sega decided to do with the game? That has been somebody who makes it sound like Amy had to date the creator, right? Before Amy appeared in the game, she was a strict Sonic fan that was Sonic girlfriend. They don't want to get the game, so they put her in there. That doesn't include that. If you put her in the cartoons about Amy, Sonic said that you were Amy. Why did you not think Amy had a date? How come you married that kid who Sonic said to Sonic that you wanted? But the Amy did, you're like, he's my friend, that's fucking date,
Oh man, I'm out of breath. But, Yoshi, there's only one thing I can say to this. Who cares? These characters are not real. Why did you write all of this, squeezing in every little detail you could think of, to a group that doesn't even like the pairing? Goodness, Yoshi, you're wasting your time with this. What are you trying to get out of this? You're not going to make these people change their minds about it. I mean, if anything, you're gonna make them hate it even more. So, yeah, you just wasted maybe a good 10 minutes typing all this for nothing. Mission accomplished? More examples of his butthurtness happened on this. This is a fake Tsunami stamp that was done just for a joke and was also a request. Yoshi, however, had a big hissy fit over this just because it tricked him into thinking that this was an actual stamp for the couple, claiming that this was breaking the rules of DA and that it would provoke other Tsunami fans. Let me tell you something, fool. This was a comment I found on the same thing you got all butthurt over. A big Tsunami fan who got a laugh out of this and was smart enough to know that this was just a joke. Meanwhile, you're over here going, "This is against the rules." And not only that, but apparently, from what I saw in the comments, Yoshi had made a journal about this to warn other Tsunami fans to not look at this, although he had removed it. Let me read some of the things this guy had said in here. Listen, it's a joke. It's all fun and games. Laugh it off and get on with your day or night. It's not like one GIF is going to completely destroy and overpower every other piece of artwork out there.
You don't realize that that is breaking the rules by posting fake deviations to fool other users.
Go look around DeviantArt on April Fool's Day. Stuff like this is posted all over. Why can't we be able to post it on a regular day? Besides, this is literally the only thing he has made that isn't true to the title.
That's why I reported it in the first place, because he misleading title and thumbnail. They were doing this to intentionally provoke users.
He was doing it intentionally to make people laugh. I know you find it difficult to laugh at the flaws of your OTP, and that's something that you really need to change in order to gain respect. I have never seen a rule anywhere stating you aren't allowed to do this. So what in the world are you going to file this report under? It hurt my feelings because I can't stand people poking fun of us shipping? Why couldn't you have been like one of the mature Tsunami fans? We wouldn't be discussing this if you were.
You're not understanding that even though I respect that you don't like it, you still do not make misleading deviations on anything because it is considered trolling, and trolling is prohibited on here. I may dislike certain things, and I will not troll anyone who likes it because I don't want them to be hurt by it, because I want to treat others the way I want to be treated.
So you want to be treated like a douchebag?
I know that there are really sensitive people out there, and I don't want to troll them because that is wrong.
You might not do it, but every couple, character, game, and more get made fun of. It's something that you won't be able to stop because of that person's opinions. On the internet, you just learn to laugh at the trolls, not feed them and make it worse. The trolling my friends did is the funny kind and isn't bad at all.
Then why didn't you say that it was friendly trolling? I took it as for real trolling. Another thing is that I can't help my sensitivity because of my Asperger's. I am much more vulnerable to get upset or offended easily than other people. Tell your friends that. I also suffer from anxiety and depression.
Yeah, what are they gonna do? Take it down? Don't get all butthurt about it, bro. Just because someone is not a pro Sanemi lover like you doesn't mean you have to get all butthurt about it. Just by you even commenting here, and the fact that you said you were going to report it, makes you look like a very ridiculous, immature kid. Don't like, don't comment. Common sense.
I noted you. Anything you say and do will be used against you in a court of law.
Who are you, a lawyer? For real. Look, dude, I have nothing against your OTP personally. I'm just saying don't get crabby about it because it isn't his favorite ship. And I'm also asking, if you didn't like the thing anyway, why are you even here commenting? Why are you even here if you don't like it? That's all I'm asking.
Because I thought it was a real Sanemi deviation, but I was misled. That is the reason why I reported it.
Do you know that this was only a joke, though? No one is complaining except you. The only reason why this would be spam or them taking this down is if the image was something like a screenshot image of someone's email or chat room. But the preview image was some glorious-looking art piece. That is what they mean by spam. This was only a joke and not spam at all.
Still, you can't do that on here because that is trolling other users.
It's a joke. You can do it. It's not physically harming anyone, is it? People do this all the time on April Fools and they don't get reported. So why is this any different?
Because you're doing it to intentionally provoke other users, that's why.
It's a joke.
You still do not make misleading deviations no matter what on anything. That is considered trolling.
Ugh, this guy, man. This guy. And that's not all. Yoshi came back on the very same day to apologize for his overreacting.
Look, I am sorry I overreacted, okay? The only reason why I reported this was because of the false title and thumbnail. I would have done the same thing on anything else, but I realized now that this is not the case with this. This was a harmless joke and it wasn't for real trolling. If you are wondering why I submitted the journal to other Sonic groups, it was to warn them about this deviation being misleading to fool other users. I respect that you don't like Sanemi, but you need to respect that people do, okay?
You just now realized this was a joke? Even though you had more than one person say this to you? But of course, you didn't listen to them. But the person who made this was very reasonable with Yoshi. He even said that he actually likes Sanemi, but this was only meant to be an innocent joke and a request for someone else. They had a short conversation, then right out of the blue...
Yeah, I have seen that too. So you really want me to explain why I support Sanemi?
Stop, 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 stop. Just... no. I don't even think I need to bother with what he said afterwards. I would just end up repeating myself. But, dude, let me just say something to you about this. Just look at your behavior you did here. This wasn't even something that someone couldn't be offended by. All it is Sonic and Amy laughing together. And you threw a big tantrum about that, and that's why you reported this? Just by the two of them laughing? It could have been much worse, you know. I've seen pictures of Sonic killing or attacking Amy. But no! You be a big baby over them laughing together. And you blaming your anxiety and depression? No. You don't do that. That really ticks me off when I see people do this crap. Listen to me, boy. I have anxiety. I've been through depression before. And I have never used these problems of mine as an excuse to get away with something I did wrong. Especially not for a fictional couple with two hedgehogs. Not only do you make Sanemi fans look bad, but now you're making people with disorders look bad. Wonderful.
You know, this guy is so protective of the pairing, or his profile for that matter, that he constantly say, if you don't like what you see, don't look, don't troll me, you'll be reported, I will block you, and so on. And he keeps saying things like, I'm not gonna pay attention to the things that I hate, so why should you with me? But the thing is, Yoshi, if that's the case, Why did you even bother going after the anti-club of a pairing that you love just to say, stop hating Amy, AmyChan's girlfriend, you need to accept it, although you keep claiming that hating something is pointless and it will not go anywhere in your life. Funny thing is, when you say that is, what about your typical huge hate for the Archie comic, the pairing of Sonic and Sally herself? You're wasting your time, apparently, reading the comic just to get butthurt that there's no Son Amy in there and there's Sally instead, and because of your fan-buddy attitude and unhealthy obsession with the couple, you gotta state lies about Ian Flynn, the writer of the comic, by saying he doesn't care about Son Amy fans or Amy fans, he's a Sonali worshipper. And the worst lie you ever said about him is that he's worse than Michael Bay. Like, are you serious? Because of your dedication to the pairing, you officially offended me as a Son Amy fan and Amy Rose fan myself. And just because I'm not acting fan-buddy about my favorite pairing and characters you do, doesn't mean I'm not a true Sonic fan, as you always say when people either don't agree with you, even if they like Son Amy or not. It's sad, really. I mean, the first impression I got from him was that he was a Son Amy fan and an Amy Rose fanboy. I was glad to see that because I don't see many Amy Rose fanboys, and I was happy to see that there's more of them. But it seems like he's more into the pairing than the character herself. I could be wrong though, because he has stated on his top hottest girl list that he wants a girl like Amy, Sonic's blessed to have her, and so on. But yeah, since he keeps saying that Amy's only made to be Sonic's girlfriend and nothing else, it seems like he's not the Amy Rose fanboy I thought he was, and that's kind of disappointing. By the way, Yoshi, when you keep saying that along with they want a non-typical boyfriend-girlfriend relationship to make it more interesting and funny, you're making it sound like they're an official couple and they're together. But really, if that's how you see it, do you really think a boyfriend would act like he hates his girlfriend, or keep running away from her, or keep acting all uncomfortable and nervous around her presence, and keep acting like he wants to stay away from her? Not to offend any Sonic fangirls out there or anything, but he'd be the worst boyfriend ever. And you might say this as an argument. He's just teasing her or being shy. At some point, I can agree with you, at least on the shy part. But teasing? After all this time I've seen Sonic interacting with Amy, I never thought he's teasing her. More trying to avoid her because he's shy, but never teasing. I can't really imagine Sonic being this typical teasing guy just because he likes a girl, as you're trying to make it sound like. And another thing he does to defend Son Amy is that not only does he compare the couple to his religion, which is bad enough, but he also compares it to a very old cartoon show back in the 90s called Hey Arnold, because there's a girl called Helga who loves Arnold, but whenever he's around, she acts like she hates him and basically bullies him just so people will suspect that she likes him. But when he's not around, she exposes her love for him by herself and feels horrible for what she has done to him and stuff. So tell me, people, does it sound like that's what Sonic does with Amy? It's not even close to that! Yoshi, if you want to defend Son Amy, at least do it right! The show is so irrelevant to the pairing, and there's no similarities. Helga's not cocky. Sonic's not bullying Amy. Arnold thinks Helga hates him. Amy just thinks Sonic's being shy. The list goes on. You know when I said it's kind of disappointing that he's not the Amy Rose fanboy I thought he was? Well, unfortunately, he's just proving me more that not only is he more focused on the pairing, how Amy treats Sonic and makes it so clear about how he thinks he's so lucky to have her, he also shows that he's very shallow to her as well. For an example, I've never seen Yoshi draw Amy with her original design. He makes her have longer hair and have cleavage, like he shapes her into something he wants her to look like. At first, I was thinking, okay, that's his own style of her. But when I saw a comment that someone gave to him, a compliment about a picture of her that he made, he said this: "Thanks, I wanted her to have really beautiful hair. I wanted her to be the most beautiful anthropomorphic woman in the world." But wait a minute. If you claim that you love a character or a person so much, you wouldn't want to change them, right? You'd love them for who they are. But Yoshi makes Amy have cleavage, her dress shorter and longer hair, and he claims that he wants her to make her the most beautiful anthropomorphic woman in the world. So Yoshi, you're telling me that you don't love how Sega made Amy originally? It's kind of funny that you say if people don't like what Sega does, which Son Amy anyways, they're not a true Sonic fan. But Isn't it kind of the same thing with you? When you're changing Amy's design into something you want her to look like. So really, you don't love Amy for who she is. You only love her the fact how she's so affectionate to Sonic. Now you might be thinking, there's nothing wrong liking a character for the traits. Okay, I can understand that argument. I can even agree with it. But let me just show you something else about this guy that proves my statement even more. You might have seen a lot of people making this my top 10 hottest female or male characters and stuff. Well, no surprise, Yoshi did one too. I don't see a problem with that. But the problem is some of the characters he put in there and the descriptions he put for them. I'm not gonna read the whole thing he typed because, no offense Yoshi, but most of the things you typed in the description is completely irrelevant to what you think of the characters, and you go off topic way too often by mostly talking about yourself. So I'm just gonna read his opinions about the characters. Okay, so the very first one he typed was Blaze the cat. For him, she's on 10th place. Okay, no big deal. Here's what he said about her. For my verdict on Blaze, I would have to say she definitely is attractive and has good-looking eyes. I'm digging those high heels too. So, Yoshi, in the unnecessary part of the description, did you make it clear that you played Sonic Rush and Rush Adventure when Blaze is the main character in those games? So let me ask you something. Haven't you noticed a thing about how she is as a person? How she acts towards other people? Didn't you find anything likable about that? Are you just paying attention to her due to the fact that she's a purple cat lady with flames? And the reason why I say that is that I keep seeing Blaze fanboys only liking her because of those reasons. So I wouldn't be surprised if he felt the same way about her. Okay, the next one is warning. Contains some hints of Yoshi showing herself being a creeper. Jane Red from the Arthur series. Doesn't that sound bad enough for him to put a mom as one of the hottest girls on his lists? Oh, but wait, it gets worse what he said about her in the description. Okay, guys, I'm gonna read it right now, and I'm just gonna warn you that I might stutter a lot and sound, creeped out because of the description, so I really apologize for that. Anyway, here goes. Let's see about what I think of Jane. She is one of the hottest cartoon moms out there. She had 3 kids and she still has her figure. Those jeans she wears really bring out her curves. If you have ever seen the episode All Worked Up, she gets her haircut in the episode and she looks really good with that haircut. Arthur's Lucky's got a hot mama. I'm so sorry, you guys. I think I'm more calm now. I think I can go on with this rant. Let me just regain myself a little bit. Okay, here goes. Yoshi, first of all, I don't think a normal kid would consider himself lucky to have a hot baba, especially if they're 8 years old. Secondly, again, you don't pay attention to her personality. You only pay attention to her body. It's worse to consider a mom to be hot than a girl around your age. Seriously, Yoshi, try to find girls attractive that are more legit, appropriate, and in your age. Especially if you like the fact that she was in the shower. Which shows more of how inappropriate you're being right now for putting her in the list. Next up is Lola Bunny from Space Jam. What he said about her wasn't really surprising. He just said typical things about her. He said this. What I think of Lola? She was so hot in her first appearance. But in Looney Tunes show, they tuned her down a bit, but she's still cute. I guess she was too sexy for kids. Yoshi, when are you gonna pay more attention to the personality and not just the looks? Ugh! And I find it kind of more shallow that he said Bugs was lucky that he got kissed by Lola, and he wished he was him when she suggestively said, "Don't ever call me doll" to him. Now, Yoshi, do you really think you deserve Amy Rose from what you just said? Sounds like you want every girl to like you and not just her. Besides, I think she's better off liking Sonic instead of you. Next up, Cadence for the My Little Pony series. Of course he started off with saying how beautiful he thinks she looks like, but then it went a bit better when he finally explained about her personality. But sadly, it didn't last for long because of what he said at the very ending of the description. Now for Cadence, I would say she's the most beautiful princess in Equestria. I really love her mane. It's so pretty. Blush. I also like her eyes too. Not to mention that she's also very loving and kind. I actually blush a bit whenever Twilight and her do the little shake dance. So, it sounds like you find it attractive that two ponies, non-anthro ones, do an innocent little shake dance? For me, it sounds like I just spotted another clopper. Because, really, what is so blushing about two cute maid ponies doing a little shake dance together? Oh, maybe it's because the fact that their butts are shaking. Yoshi, you're not just being creepy by finding a mom hot, but you also find cartoony ponies from a show intended for little girls hot? Again, dude, trying to find girls attractive that are legit.
Guys, this next one is really, really disturbing. Here we go.
I had to put her on this list somehow. Rarity is gorgeous. I can see why Spike has such a huge crush on her, because she is so pretty. I started liking Rarity after seeing many season 1 and 2 episodes of her. I am not afraid to admit this, but Rarity is a really interesting character. But I'm not going to explain how, because why would I, right? I actually want to see more episodes of Rarity in season 5. I know you guys are thinking that I just like Rarity because I feel bad for her. That's not the case. I like her because she is really interesting. But again, I'm still not going to say why. She does care about other people's appearances, which is a good thing.
Hey, hold on. How is caring about other people's appearances a good thing? How is it? Never mind, let's get back to this.
She would tell me that I need to get a haircut, but she wouldn't be mean about it. She would just give constructive criticism. Heck, she might even cut my hair herself. I would want her to. Oh yeah. Come here, little horsey. She would also make a nice suit for me since she is a great designer. I wonder what it would be like if she had her own DeviantArt account and posted her designer dresses on here. I bet you she would get millions of views.
Okay. This guy is cuckoo. What do you guys think so far? Oh, but wait. It gets worse.
So you're probably asking me, what is my favorite Rarity episode? I have to say Secret of My Excess. In this episode, it shows that Rarity actually does accept Spike's affection despite him being a baby dragon and a child. If you ask me, I support Sparity as a cute crush, like a big sister and little brother relationship. So for Rarity's hotness, she is the most sexiest pony in Equestria without a doubt. Take a look at the picture I used. She was so smoking in that outfit. Rarity is a lot sexier in clothes. Same goes for all the ponies. You know something? If you were to look up human Rarity pics or anthro pics of her, she looks like my mother. And a lot of people say my mom is hot.
Oh my word. What? You're comparing a cartoon horse that you find sexy to your own mother? What is wrong with you, man? I have no words, you guys. I have never seen anyone say that they would accept if their mom was a MILF. That's kinda hinting of incest with what you just said there. Same thing with this. Cute crush, little brother, big sister? Yoshi, are you into... Oh, no. No. Next. Fluttershy. Oh man, I'm gonna feel so violated. I may not be a big fan of ponies, but Fluttershy is exactly like me in every way.
Yay, it's the cutest and most beautiful pony in Equestria next to Rarity. Fluttershy is actually the real reason I became a brony, because she was so cute and... I am just like Fluttershy in a way, with standing up for people. What?
Hell no.
I think you guys know what I mean about Fluttershy. She is the cutest, most beautiful, kindest, and most awesome pony ever. Have you guys seen the Philly Vignelli episode from this season? Oh my god! Fluttershy looks so drop-dead gorgeous in that ponytones outfit. My face turned solid red when I was when I first saw her on the live airing of this episode. Seriously, just watch.
Well, not as bad as Rarity, but still pretty disturbing. And there's still more to come from this list. Oh, why? Next, we have Rouge the Bat. Let me guess, is it because of her boobies? Why, yes, it is because of her boobies.
As of 2014, Rouge is one of the most popular ... and controversial Sonic characters. When she was first introduced, that's all you ever saw were her boobs. When I played this game as a 7/8-year-old, I couldn't really pay attention to her face because all I saw were her boobs. How does she even walk those things? Like a dog on a leash. Ever since then, they made her boobs smaller because people thought it was inappropriate since Sonic is a kid's game. They were still really noticeable though, especially when her outfit changed in Sonic Heroes and the Sonic Riders games. You know what's funny? Rouge in French means red, but Rouge isn't red. I guess they called her that because she's supposed to be sexy. Speaking of red, her and Knuckles make a good team. It's funny because in Adventure 2, they fought a lot, but Knuckles and her were staring at each other when he saved her from falling. And in the ending of Sonic Heroes, Knuckles was checking her out as she walked past him. And even in Rivals 2, Sonic asked if Knuckles and her were out on a date.
As you can see, folks, not only is Yoshi a creepy pervert, he's also shallow as well. Do you guys notice he says nothing about Rouge's personality? It seems like he only put Rouge in here just because of her body. In fact, he's done that with almost everybody so far on this list. I mean, don't get me wrong, I understand that guys like boobs, just like how women like muscles. That's normal human behavior. But if you're someone who just likes a person for their body and nothing else, then, well, I got no respect for you.
KK, I have a few variants for Rouge's hotness depending on the outfit. Normal outfit. I can see why they call her Rouge, because she is red hot in her outfit. She has big boobs, as we all know. She has a perfectly curved body like Catwoman from Batman, and that heart as her top. Wow, Sega, you really gave Sonic fans a nosebleed. Sonic Adventure 2 Battle Alt costume. Holy crap! She is even hotter in this outfit. We get to see more cleavage, also known as boobs, her midriff, and...
Alright, that's enough. But really, man, calm down. All you're doing now is getting a boner over her different outfits. My word, you're making yourself look more creepy than you already are. So, another pointless description on why he likes this character. Next, Carmelita Fox from the Sly Cooper series. Now, what are his reasons for liking her?
After Sony Computer Entertainment of America saw the Crash Bandicoot and Spyro series, they made Jak and Daxter and Ratchet and Clank as their next platform games, with one extra platform to go around it, Sly Cooper. It was like Crash Bandicoot.
Okay, stop. So what are your reasons for liking her now? All I'm seeing here is the character's biography. I mean, it is fine to put some backstory about the character for people who don't know who the character is. But I don't think you need to go on this long. I mean, geez, if I wanted a long description of a character, I'd go to Wikipedia. But let me skip some of this.
Carmelita is one of the most beautiful vixens in fiction. Rhyming! She is definitely towards the top of this list. She has quite a figure on her. She has a Latino accent. She has a beauty mark under her eye. And who can forget that she has a shock pistol? You wanna know something funny? I think they made you shake the controller back and forth in that belly dancing minigame in Thieves of Time for a reason.
Was that a masturbation joke? You know, that's the kind of stuff I don't want to hear from you, considering how much you probably jerk it to Amy every single day. But once again, you are giving no valid reasons for why you like this character. All I'm hearing is just, oh, that figure, yeah. Next!
Alright, the next one is Crystal Fox from the Star Fox series. He once again starts off with her biography and her developed feelings for Fox and so on. Then he typed about that he wants her and Amy to be one of the newest characters in a new Super Smash Bros. Game. Alright, it doesn't sound so bad. Until he, no surprise, are talking about her looks and nothing else. All I got to say is, Fox is one lucky bastard. Crystal, oh my god, is even hotter than Camilla. Seriously, she is one of the hottest females in gaming. Fox was so dumbfounded by her beauty when he first saw her in the crystal. This was a pretty funny scene as he was totally shaking her out. Then Peppy Hair contacts him right when he was rendered immobilized by Crystal's beauty. She is the hottest Nintendo girl next to Zero Suit Samus. Great. He even said, all I got to say is that a fictional Fox character is lucky because I guess a Vixen character runs around almost completely naked. Even if Fox did shake out on her for the very first time he saw her, I think he had at least more manners about it than you would if you saw her for the first time. And it doesn't really help your case when you state that she's the hottest girl next to Zero Suit Samus. And I think I can take a wild guess of why you bothered to consider her as one of the hottest Nintendo girls. Is it because she wears a really tight suit when she's not wearing her armor? I mean, I get that a guy can't help himself but notice those kind of features since the character's kind of revealing herself, but you only seem to like that about her and nothing else? And this guy is sure more of how shallow he really is? Seriously, Yoshi, you're not gonna get any girl for that matter if you keep liking them for their looks instead of their actual beauty inside.
Alright, so I am on Yoshi's top 10 hottest furry girls. I am all the way down to Amy, as you can see. Now before I show you guys this, let me just show you something really quick. All of this he wrote for Crystal, for example, that's nothing. But, let me show you. Look at all of this. Look at all of this mess. Doesn't that show you just how obsessed this guy is for a 12-year-old girl? And not only that, it wasn't just about Amy in this list. He was talking about himself. His life story, as you could say. Before I started having a crush on Amy, I would often say to my mom and my family that I wouldn't want a girlfriend, but they tried to convince me to get one because it would be a good thing for me, but I kept denying on having one because I wasn't interested. Then as time went on, I graduated from high school in 2012. I thought it would be a good thing to be out of school, but I was dead wrong. I was always alone and isolated from everyone. It was depressed and bummed out all the time because I had no one. People my age were having the time of their lives, getting drunk, high, breaking the law, prostituting, and doing all sorts of bad things that I believe are immortal. Like, you see what I mean, you guys? All he had to do was say why he likes Amy. But it's way more than that. He wrote his whole life story. Are you guys disturbed yet? But for those of you who actually want to read this whole thing, there will be a link in the description. But she is the most beautiful woman I have ever seen. She is naturally beautiful. Her pink fur and her skin, her beautiful, beautiful emerald eyes and that smile, not to mention her hair and her bangs, are so beautiful that I could literally be knocked out cold because it's too much to handle for my eyes. Dude, she has 3 bangs on her forehead. Whoop-de-doo. Also, that figure she has gained. That figure. Are you guys disturbed yet? Yoshi, you are commenting on a 12-year-old girl's body. When when you're sitting there and you're playing a Sonic game and Amy pops up on the screen, you are ogling a 12-year-old girl. You are ogling a 12-year-old girl's body. That is sick. That makes you like a pedophile, my boy. But you know, one thing I noticed about this list, on every character, he put official artwork for each one, but not for Amy. He put his quote-unquote original design for her. And yes, he actually thinks this design is original. Let me show you a closer look of what she looks like. This is her. This is Yoshi's original design, as he puts it, for Amy. This anorexic, cleavage-showing hair monster is what he wants Amy to look like in his fantasies. Yoshi, one thing I want to say to you before I stop the recording, if you want to be more realistic with your art, her hair should not look like this. Because if her hair looked like that, this is what would really be happening. Many thanks to Hopeless Liz for drawing this beautiful work of art. Many thanks. But yeah, this is what would happen if your little sexual fantasy looked like this. But I'm sure you don't care, do you? You, sir, are disgusting. In part 1, we mentioned that this guy is extremely protective of the pairing of Son-Amy, gets butthurt very easily, uses his disorders to try and get away with what he does, is a shallow pervert who jerks off to Amy Rose every day, and is possibly into incest. More on that later. But before we start, if anyone here is new, I recommend checking out part 1 first, in case you don't know who this guy is. Alright. So guys, did you think part 1 was bad? Well, this part here is going to be the kicker. Just wait until you see the things I found. Oh boy. Part 1 will be nothing compared to this. One thing I want to mention though, before I get to the bad stuff, I think Yoshi may know about us. Here's a journal he made not too long after part 1 went up. Well, that's very mature. Posting the two same stamps 11 times each, that'll show us not to mess with you. And I think because of us exposing him on his top hottest furry girls list, he disabled the comments. But Yoshi, I thought you said you would ignore so-called bad comments. So guys, want me to show you how creepy Yoshi can get now? This is one of the comments he said to someone on this list.
So your bro is addicted to chocolate? Like the chocolate fish from SpongeBob and the chocolate boy from Hey Arnold? Yeah, it can be really addictive. You know what else too? I feel kinda excited after I eat chocolate. I heard it can make you feel horny.
Oh, that's fantastic, Yoshi. You don't keep anything to yourself, do you? Gotta show yourself to be a creeper.
Not only does he show himself to be a creeper, but hey! He also shows himself to be so desperate for what, you might wonder? Amy Rose? Oh, well, we know that already, but the way he was describing about Lola and Crystal, for example, the how Bugs and Fox were lucky, not only does he give it a vibe that he obviously wants to get it on with them, but he has said multiple of times that he wants a girlfriend. Yup, you heard me, folks, a freaking girlfriend. I can't say I'm surprised because I've talked to people like him before, and if guys like Yoshi shows how they only care for a girl for a body, they make it pretty clear that they're desperate to get laid. But with Yoshi, it's kinda different. Sure, he's shallow, perverted and all, but since he keeps talking non-stop about his emo life, somehow Amy's involved with it. Like, he has said that she has made him feel better and see the positivity of life, and since the way she gives the affection to Sonic, Yoshi has said that he wants a girl just like her. It's totally fine with wanting someone similar to a fictional character's personality, but in his case, it's like he wants a girl just for her to love him, but for him, he wouldn't do a thing to her, and not to mention, he wouldn't care less about her feelings. He'd most likely want a brainwashed girl loving him for who he is. He claims that he'd love her back, but if that's the case, how come we never mentioned anything about how he'd treat her? Oh, and did I mention that he wants kids too? You know, guys like Yoshi really thinks that they're worthy of having a family. Dude, I suggest you start treat people with respect, especially with women. Stop seeing them as an object and actually love them for who they are, not for how they look like.
And you know, Yoshi, I don't think any girl would want to be with a whiny little boy who talks like this. Flashback time!
I couldn't really pay attention to her face because I saw her boobs.
A boy who made a journal of how he got bit by a spider saying he needed to go to the hospital.
Oh, got bit by a spider. Time to go make a journal.
And after leaving said hospital, post a picture of his little itty bitty teeny tiny mark on his finger that you can barely see just so he can get attention, constantly uses his own disorders to blame his problems, said he would pay $200 just for a fake model of a fictional hedgehog girl's hammer, wants to make a skateboard of said fictional hedgehog girl's hammer, has these, for reasons that I really do not want to know, and posted a picture of a dead rabbit carcass for absolutely no reason at all. And that comment there is not helping. And says creepy stuff like this. He drew this, by the way, if anyone's wondering what I'm reading here.
So yeah, I decided to draw an anthro version of Fluttershy, my favorite of the main six. She is the most beautiful of the main six, I think. Rarity and Applejack are very close behind. Both of them are freaking sexy in anthro-human form. Now FIM is turning me even more into a furry. The Sonic series, primarily Amy. Star Star Fox, Crystal mostly, and Sly Cooper. Carmelita is a Jennifer Lopez-like vixen, made me into a furry. Why do they have to make these girls so dreamy? Why Sega? Why Nintendo? Why Sony? Why Hasbro? Okay, enough of that. So yeah, this is on the mediocre poor side. Remember, there is only so much you can do on Mever's drawing-wise. Copyright disclaimer. And Fluttershy, NLP, FIM, it belongs to Hubbard Hasbro. All rights reserved. Fluttershy is really pretty in human form. Rarity and Applejack are freaking sexy in human form.
And lastly, I don't think any girl would want to be with an ungrateful douchebag. You want me to explain why he's a douchebag? I'll tell you. It all happened just a few days ago. A person had linked Yoshi to a picture that a girl made for him. Look at this. Isn't this adorable? She explained that she wanted to help him out with his own design for Amy. You know, that anorexic thing? Because, you know, that design of his makes no sense. She said that she had spent an hour working on this, and it was meant to be just a friendly, neutral greeting. Now, isn't that really nice of her? To go out of her way to do something nice for him? Well, you know what this butthole did? No thank you, no nothing. He threw a fit and reported her picture for plagiarism. Because get this, according to Yoshi, she had stolen his original design for Amy because she didn't ask for his permission to draw it. And he blocked her. Yes, this guy is apparently so obsessed with Amy that he now thinks that he owns her. People even tried talking sense to him. But again, he didn't listen. Just keeps repeating the same bull. Even the girl who drew it came in to talk to him. Now this is a different account. I have no idea if it's the same girl, but based on what her comment said, we're pretty sure that this may be her backup account or something. But she said that she was really upset that he blocked her, and that she was about to cry. All she wanted to do was something nice for him, and make a little reference he could use. You know what the only thing this douchebag said to all of this?
You must ask me permission before drawing any I have drawn.
Wow. Seriously, Yoshi? Someone is about to cry, and all you say is that? I have no words. How does this ungrateful douche have supporters? And people even called him out on this, and he still repeated the same thing. And he soon flagged all of the comments afterwards. So clearly, you guys see what Yoshi did wrong, right? The reason I'm asking is because after he flagged those comments, he played the victim card.
Someone copied one of my Amy pics without permission, which I reported for art theft, and every screamed at me.
Oh, poor baby. How dare she draw you something nice? And not just that. He had faved 3 pictures that are against cyberbullying. Really? Then about maybe a day later, he apologized. If you can even call it that.
Okay, listen up. I am unblocking you now and giving you a second chance. I am apologizing to you now, but you must apologize to me too for not asking permission first. People have jacked my deviations before and crudely graffiti on them saying fag. In the future, you must ask me first before using any of my ideas. I will be more than happy to approve of it, okay? Sound like a deal? I will admit that I have a hard time controlling my anger. It's worse because of my ass burgers. I am not the kind of guy that takes jokes, and I believe everyone must obey the rules.
Yeah, I'm calling bull on this. This is not an apology, Yoshi. You're still saying she needs to apologize to you? What for? For stealing your original design? Which, by the way, isn't original at all. All it is Amy with bigger boobs, unrealistic hair, a shorter dress, has anorexia, and a random belt. Woo, so original. Let me show you something, Yoshi. Tons of pictures of Amy have her with long hair, which, by the way, look more realistic than yours. And look at this one. Look at this. Same long hair, Same shorter dress in the front, same white collar around her neck. And you can't say this one is stealing. This picture here, it was posted in 2009. Your first picture of Amy was posted in 2013. Nice try. And about you saying, oh, well, people took my deviations and they wrote the word bag on them. Okay, did she do that? Do you see the word fag written anywhere on this? 'Cause, you know, I sure don't. So what's the problem? Why bring that up? Oh, but apparently, you already know that your design for Amy isn't original.
I am aware of people drawing Amy with long hair. In fact, that's how I got the idea. 'Cause I can't do my own shit. But they were hating on it. That is why I blocked them. Hate comments are strictly prohibited on my stuff.
So, if that's the case, then why do you always say that your design for Amy is original? You are saying here that you got it from other people. So, you yelled at this girl, blocked her, and acted like a douchebag, all for absolutely nothing. And even after he so-called apologized, he still acted like a butt wipe in the comments. Let me read you some, guys.
I forgive you. The thing is, I don't want people spamming, trolling, flaming on my things. I will hide or flag it for spam and block them. If you see anything you don't like, ignore it. All these people making rants about me is not gonna make a difference. It's none of their business what I draw. If they can't handle that, that's too bad. You cannot change how I feel about things. They need to understand what they're doing is considered bullying because they're talking behind my back.
Claims people to be bullying, endlessly harasses people if they dislike Tsunami, and frequently spams anti-Tsunami groups. Also, bruh, I wasn't spamming. I was simply giving you pointers on how you can easily stop these trolls. You can ignore them, because what they are looking for is a reaction, which is what you are giving them.
They are coming onto my stuff and doing this. No one has to like Tsunami. They are free to not like it. If they didn't like it, they need to ignore my stuff. You do realize that happened over a year ago with that anti-Tsunami group, right?
Ah, there's that it's in the past excuse. No surprise.
That only happened once. I was both right and wrong about it. What I was wrong about was being a true Sonic fan. What I was right about was creating a hate group in general is not okay because it breaks DA's rules and it makes the people who run it look crazy to other people.
So they can simply ignore your stuff, right? So why couldn't you easily do the same and ignore anti-Tsunami artwork? Or if you dislike the gift, instead of being an obnoxious prick about it and reporting it for copyright bullcrap, you could have easily said, although I do disagree with the appearance that you've made for my version of Amy, thank you so much for taking the time to draw this for me. It was really nice of you to do that. It was still generous of Cherry to take the time out of her life to draw that for you, even if you don't necessarily like the idea that was presented to you. Amy doesn't even belong to you. Sega owns Amy. She has the right to draw Amy however she wants to, and it's not stealing whatsoever if the character doesn't even belong to you. Cherry doesn't even owe you an apology anyway. Most of us people know that you're lying and trying to blackmail her to gain false sympathy and attention, and you using your bloody Asperger's for a pathetic excuse infuriates me even more. It's offensive and makes people with Asperger's have a bad reputation. Stop being a whiny little child. Take some advice and actually listen to people's criticism. You don't seem to get that no one hates you at all. People are simply trying to help you.
That before I realized to ignore what I don't like. What in the world kind of excuse is that? The thing was, she did not ask me permission first. If she did, I would have said yes. If she is using my original design without my permission, that is considered plagiarism. I do not own Amy, she belongs to Sega, but I created my original design on her. I reported her for art theft because she used my design without asking me first. It's not helping, it's bullying. It's none of their business what I post. None of it. If they don't like it, they need to ignore it. Listen, I already forgive her, but need to understand that it is none of your business what I post on DeviantArt.
Actually, it is. DeviantArt is a public website. Your submissions are made available to the public. Therefore, it is anyone's business.
That is not an excuse. You do not make my videos that was the post.
I don't think you believe in freedom of choice, do you? It's not harassment or anything. People are just helping you in another way since you refuse to listen to people's comments and flag them as spam because you like to hide from the truth. Maybe if you listened to people's advice, then you wouldn't have gotten yourself into this situation in the first place. Are you going to block me too, or did the first time work for you?
Freedom of choice does not mean bully someone and saying all sorts of nasty things to put them down. It's bullying. You know what? I am done with you. You don't understand how bad this is hurting me by all the things you guys are saying about me. Freedom of speech does not give you the right to bully people.
So, girl makes picture for Yoshi, Yoshi blocks girl, Yoshi makes girl almost cry, people call Yoshi out, Yoshi claims he's the one who was bullied. Logic! Oh, and while I'm on the topic of cyberbullying, do you guys want to hear something funny that happened to me in Sonic93? It all started not too long ago. Sonic93 got a lovely comment by a mysterious person called Victims Unite. No, it's not Victims Unite, it's Victims Unite. Allow me to read this message.
Dear Sonic93, please remove all your videos from YouTube that's addressing to all the people you've been attacking. YoshiWii1 and probably even AkaiDalia are suffering anxiety from these harsh videos you're putting up. I've heard from Yoshi that he didn't want to be on the internet because you decided to declare war on him. If you refuse to, I will send all of your videos addressed to anyone you're harassing to YouTube's help center and have them removed along with your entire channel. Know that this channel is my nature to remove these types of videos. P.S. You're not helping anyone by making videos like this. You're only doing this for views and attention and to encourage other people to do the same thing. But if you really are trying to help them, then this isn't the way to do it. You must simply personally message them on what they shouldn't be doing and whatnot. But not make a video to bully them, which you are. You need to admit that this is a form of cyberbullying. YouTube was not meant for tormenting other people. It's made to create content and to entertain. You can critique, but you need not to hurt their self-esteem. You have been warned.
Now you may think, well, maybe it's just a random troll account. Well, that's what I thought at first. I mean, the both of us even explained to this mysterious person that not only are we done with Akai, but we are not doing any bullying whatsoever. This person then proceeded to make excuses, call us bitches and cunts, the next Hitler, the reason trolls on the internet exist, and called a fan of ours who came to defend us a retard. I'm so sorry I couldn't get a screenshot of that, you guys. So, a random person just happens to show up not too long after part 1 was released, trying to convince us to take the videos down, calls the videos cyberbullying, then insulting us afterwards when we don't cooperate. Seems like a coincidence. After analyzing some of this person's messages with some amazing people that I know, we came to the conclusion that this account was Yoshi in disguise trying to scare us. In my next response to him, I said, "Oh, and by the way, is that you, Yoshi?" along with a few other people. Then he snapped and made it more obvious that it was in fact Yoshi. Then he ended it all by saying, "I will be back, you retarded sheep." And then he closed the account and never came back since. And while all of this was going on, Yoshi just happened to be online on his DA account at the same time. You've been busted, boy. Your little plan didn't work out so well, huh? You know, if you're gonna pretend to be someone else, at least try not to make it obvious. Wow. Just when I thought the guy couldn't get any more ridiculous, he goes and pulls this little stunt.
Do you know what's kind of funny? When he commented on my profile, not only did he fail to threaten me, but as always, his logic failed so bad. Because he claimed that all Akai rant videos are cyberbullying. But I pointed out to him that if it really was cyberbullying, then how come I keep getting comments that people are saying that it's recommended for them? You know, their videos are at the front page when you go to YouTube. So, Yoshi, in your stupid little logic, you're saying YouTube supports cyberbullying. So, you tried to threaten me by telling me that you were going to report it to YouTube Help Center or whatever. But, again, it seems like they support cyberbullying, so I highly doubt that they're going to do any help for you. And I need to question your so-called apology. I mean, we all know you didn't mean it, and only apologize to her because you got called out on it. But next time you want to say you're sorry to someone, Yoshi, not only does it require sincerity, but it also requires to say why you're sorry. Usually, when you do something wrong, you realize it and apologize to the person for it. But the very first sentence you typed was, "Okay, listen up." I don't think someone who's actually sorry would type that way, like you think she needs to listen to you in a demanding way. Also, after your so-called apologized, you went straight saying that she needs to apologize to you too, because she didn't ask for permission to draw something that isn't my actual idea design of a 12-year-old character I jerk off to every day, because I think I'm so original, and making a gift for me without permission is art theft. And then of course, you bring up that I can't control my anger, it's worse because I have Asperger's. Pity crap again. Dude, by saying that, you don't realize that it makes you sound like a wimp. Literally.
And after all this happened, he made a pity journal.
Having an anxiety attack. Mood. Anxious. Lots of dots. Pants, pants. I feel like I'm gonna throw up right now. Dot, 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 dot. Pants, pants. My arms are shaking quite a bit. Dot, 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 dot. I am feeling dizzy and lightheaded. My heart is racing, and I feel my blood going through my legs. Dot, 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 dot. I am just shaking all around right now. Dot, 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 dot. Guys, pray for me. I gotta go. Dot, 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 dot.
Yeah, I'm having an anxiety attack, but I'm able to type with no problems whatsoever. Pray for me, you guys. Yoshi, grow up. I've had an anxiety attack before, and let me tell you, the way I was shaking when it happened, I would have never been able to type that perfectly. So shut up. Oh, and yet he whined about someone else doing the exact same thing to him. Hypocrisy at its finest. So guys, you all saw how obsessed Yoshi is about Amy, right? Well, that's not even the worst part. Oh no, there's more to his obsession. Let's start with Yoshi's character, Brandon. Now, from what I've seen with his character's bio, it sounds like this character is Yoshi's self-insert. Let me show you. A 19-year-old boy who was often shunned from people due to his choices in life. He was unpopular because of his refusal to do drugs, drink, or break the law. He was unemployed due to the economy being so bad. He was never loved by any girl. All girls viewed him as a dork. Oh, I'm sorry, as dork. They viewed him as dork. See that? Yoshi does always whine about how he has no girlfriend and girls will never love him, etc., etc. And just like Yoshi, his character is deeply, deeply in love with Amy, willing to sacrifice his own life for her. But also, I got a list of his character's flaws from Liz Newicki. So according to this, His character's flaws are
no confidence whatsoever. Like you! Always has a negative attitude. Like you! Amy's actually always telling him to stop being so negative. Whines too much. Like you! Is way too sensitive. Like you! He takes things way too seriously. Like you! Has a bad temper. This is because of his Asperger's. Like you! Puts that dumb excuse for your behavior. He is way too clingy to Amy. Like you! Seriously, he considers Amy like a second mother to him. His mother was murdered in the pilot episode. I really hope it's not like you, but since you're fine with the cute crush like little brother and big sister relationship, there's no hope for you to understand that that is sick. He was a scaredy cat as seen in the pilot episode. You're a scaredy cat in another way, so still, like you. He can be quite naive. Oh, don't you dare saying he's naive like Silver is. Even if he is naive, he's bad naive. Silver, on the other hand, is good naive and for sure is using that as an excuse for his behavior. He is argumentative towards other characters. He even punched Sonic in the face in the 6th episode over Amy. Hold on a sec. Yoshi, if he's supposed to be your self-insert, wouldn't he accept the fact that Amy's in love with Sonic? You know, considering how obsessed and defensive you get for someone who has a different opinion about them? But instead, he's punching him for what exactly? Out of jealousy? Out of being overprotective? Or what? Since you didn't explain that part, it makes it kind of fishy that it seems like the main reason why you're so defensive and supportive of Saint Amy is that you actually think you're Sonic? Since you've been saying countless of times of how you think it's best to have her, and you're quite jealous of him, it's like you want all Amy's affection to Sonic for yourself. Especially if you non-stop keep whining about you not having a girlfriend.
So hold on. His character sees Amy as a second mother, even though he's deeply in love with her? Keep this in mind while I read the rest of this, you guys. In the 4th episode, Brandon actually has a wet dream where he gives Amy an emerald ring and she hugs and kisses him. In the 6th episode, after Amy heals his mauled hand in her apartment, then she starts playing with his hair bangs on the couch. Brandon laughed and said that tickles. A wet dream. A wet dream. So this character has a wet dream about Amy, yet at the same time sees her as a second mother. Oh my god. And also, if his character is his self-insert, does that mean that he has actual real-life wet dreams over a 12-year-old girl? It seems like Yoshi is into incest. His character is deeply in love with Amy, has wet dreams about her, yet he says that they have a mother and son type of relationship, sees the pairing of Spike and Rarity as a crush, but as a little brother big sister relationship, says Anthro Rarity looks like his own mother despite faving sexual pictures of her, says a lot of people say his mom is hot and seeing no problems with that at all. And not only that, I found more incest stuff from this guy. He faved a picture of a self-portrait that an artist did. The only thing he said about it, and the only reason he faved it?
Oh my god, that looks just like my mom.
And now recently, he commented on a picture with 4 couples in it. Tsunami, of course, why else would he be here? Ash and Gary from Pokemon. I have no idea who those people are. And Mario and Luigi. Obviously, those 2 are brothers. But here's what Yoshi said.
Well, Luigi can get away with kissing Mario since they are brothers. And Tsunami is my OTP.
Oh my lord. If that doesn't say incest, then I don't know what does. To anyone watching right now who has a brother, do you ever think about doing this to them? But Yoshi, he can get away with kissing on Mario's fingers only because they're brothers. What about Ash and Gary up there? They aren't related. Shouldn't that one be more acceptable? Oh wait, not for you. Because folks, Mr. Yoshi here is a homophobe. Why is he a homophobe? Because he's one of those crazy Christians. Even where it's not necessary to say that, he still brings it up because of his religion. Alright, Mr. Christian boy, let me tell you something. I am a Christian. I have been one my whole life. And yet, I support homosexuals. And I don't shove my religion in other people's faces like you. I accept anybody for who they are. And as a fellow Christian like you want to know what I think? You, sir, are one crappy Christian. And this comment here is one of the reasons why I keep quiet about what religion I am. Because in case you haven't noticed, you are one of those. May I remind you that you said Tsunami is like Christianity. You said when you die and go to heaven, you would draw Tsunami. You have constantly said homosexuality is wrong, and you get grossed out at the thought of 2 guys kissing. Although strangely enough, he never says anything about 2 girls together, or Yuri. And he's fine with a guy kissing his brother's hand because they're related. And you're disrespectful towards women, always talking about their figures. And you want one just so she can take care of you like she's your mommy. You have this in your favorites. Feel free to pause the video if you want to read it. And I'm sure you remember your ex-friend YoshiWii1 right? Also known as Angel. I bet you do. You remember when she was talking to you about gay people and you just randomly said this to her?
I will admit it to you right now that I am actually glad that God gave me the ability to feel sexual excitement because it relaxes me and makes me feel good. I am so sorry if that makes you feel uncomfortable since you are a girl.
Yoshi, first of all, that's disgusting, boy. And, I don't know if you know this, but Angel is a 16-year-old girl. And you're 20. You just said that to a minor. How does that make you feel? Oh, but wait. You think YoshiWii1 has a crush on you, just because she made a rant about you. Yeah, okay, you're gonna say me and Sonic93 do now because of this video, right? But really, all of this stuff, my lord, boy, I may be Christian as well, but I don't say crap like that. Now, in part 1, we showed you all how much of an Amy fanboy this guy is. But because of the way he's so obsessed about it, he could be a possible danger to any girls out there. First of all, this guy has 146 pages of favorites. I went through the whole thing. I found 31 pictures of Amy cosplayers in there. 31. And maybe 2 or 3 of them were the same person. Doesn't that raise a red flag there? I mean, faving pictures of people cosplaying is fine, but this guy, it makes me feel really worried for all of these girls. And he commented on some of them too, on the one with the Amy and Snake cosplayers.
I wish I was Snake, lol. Amy is so... Fanboy scream. Yeah, I really love Amy a lot, blush. She's my favorite Sonic character. And ... I have a crush on her. I draw her and Sonic a lot in my own original designs.
On another one, he said,
Amy's my favorite Sonic character. Blush.
And on this very same picture, he faved and commented on it one day after it was submitted. And on a picture he faved of Lisa Ortiz,
Lucky, Amy is my favorite Sonic character.
yeah, screw every other thing she ever did. Let's just focus on that one. Doesn't he make you feel really uncomfortable? Because remember, this is a guy who is obsessed with a 12-year-old and desperately wants a girlfriend. Hey, any of you ladies out there watching? Anyone want some of this? Any of you ladies want someone who talks like this?
Man, today was quite a sad and depressing day for me. All saw were boyfriend and girlfriends having a good time, like holding hands, taping naps under trees, hugging, kissing, etc. They all walked past me, and I was all alone, depressed. I actually felt tears roll down my face as I saw many couples just loving each other. I really want a girl to love me, but I have pretty much accepted that I will never be loved by any girl. No matter how much I pray to God, I can't get anyone to love me. It's just sad because of what I have to go through, because I suffer from Asperger's, anxiety, depression. Take Zoloft for anxiety and depression, and ... bullying. To top that all off, how about having no job, being an outcast, and being all alone all the time? My dad is on life support from his kidney failure, and my mom works 2 full jobs and is an actress. And my sister is always working and hanging out with her friends late at night. I really hope someday that a girl would love me like Amy would with Sonic. I would be so happy. Sonic is blessed to have Amy. I love Amy so much because of the unconditional love she displays to someone. I really hope a girl would love me like that. I really need Amy. I need a girl like her after all the hardships I've been through. You realize I just had a massive anxiety attack? You don't realize how hurt I am feeling right now. I feel like I'm gonna cry. I am feeling depressed and wanting to give up drawing altogether and letting go of my dreams of becoming a video game artist. I am really hurt right now. I love Amy so much because of the unconditional love she shows for Sonic. She's super loving, beyond loyal, protective, strong, positive, sweet, and always has faith in Sonic. I need someone like Amy. I really need her. Anyway, I got something to show you. This is my original design on Amy. I would never do that to my grandson. I would be ecstatic if I even had kids at all. I pretty much accepted that a girl will never love me. I will admit that because of my Asperger's that I get upset more easily than other people. I take Zoloft, you know. The thing about me is that I am very sensitive and I am more vulnerable to get upset saddened or my feelings hurt. I have a very hard time controlling my emotions because of my Asperger's. I am actually taking Zoloft for it. I also suffer from anxiety and depression, which I am going through consoling over. Because I have Asperger's and they are trying to take advantage of that, I am more prone to get upset easier than other people because of this.
So sexy, right? No. Yoshi, I'm pretty sure all of us women here, well, to quote someone that I know in real life, there is nothing worse than a whiny man. Blaming your own disorders is not helping either. It's annoying. And you need to realize that a girlfriend is not going to solve all of your problems. You can't get into a relationship and think that everything bad in your life is going to go away. Life doesn't work that way, Yoshi. You can't expect someone else to do all the work for you. You need to man up and face your own problems. And if the story about your dad having kidney failure is true, then I am truly sorry to hear that. I really am. But the fact that you use it as an excuse for your behavior makes me sick. And the fact that you have 31 pictures of girls cosplaying as Amy makes me feel really uneasy. I mean, what happens if this guy goes to a convention and meets one? What would he do? I mean, he did say this here, where he would take pictures, but then he said he wouldn't upload them unless they gave him permission first. But that doesn't really help me. Just because he wouldn't upload pictures doesn't mean he wouldn't try anything suspicious. Seeing how all he talks about on women are their figures and their boobs, mix that with his obsession for Amy and him desperately wanting a girlfriend, and you got a big danger waiting to happen. I really think this guy is the next Paul and Amy. For those of you who don't know who Paul was, he was a follower of probably the most infamous Sonic obsessed person ever, Alex Henriel. And just like Yoshi, he was so deeply obsessed with Amy to the point where it got so bad he believed that he was actually married to Amy and had 2 kids with her, even though he said he knew the difference between fiction and reality. But then years later, he had raped 5 young girls between the ages of 3 and 8, and currently the guy is in jail. For more information on him, go check out the video made by the Blackbuster critic, who is now known as Blackbuster Show. He explains everything that there is to know about Paul. So if Yoshi is this bad now, how do you think he'll be in a few years? What would happen if Yoshi meets a girl cosplaying as Amy? Or just any girl for that matter? Because according to Paul's court document, Paul had lured these girls into his room, making them think they were just gonna play computer games. And Paul himself had said this: "I don't know why I did it. The opportunity was there. I betrayed their trust." You see what I mean? With Yoshi's obsession for Amy being this bad, who's to say he won't do the same by luring any girl or a cosplayer with a lie? To quote something Blackbuster Critic said in the Paul and Amy video he did, "All these people who are just obsessed with their sexual fetishes online, this is why you need to stop. Because more than likely the outcome is that your little fantasies are not going to be enough for you anymore. To where you are presented with the opportunity, you could make the wrong decision." Yoshi, you can try and play innocent all you want. I saw your comment on what you said about Paul, when really you are heading down the same path that he did. And if you keep this up, you are going to end up like him. And look at this. Paul's DA page is still up. Look at Paul's comment here on a picture he drew of him and Amy together. Does that sound like something Yoshi would say? And you want to know something, Yoshi? I know about the artist you stalked on DA. You heard me right. He stalked a girl on DA. And Yoshi, before you start, I have proof. Now, out of respect for this artist, I will not be revealing her name. Anything her name is on will be censored. Now keep this in mind. When I'm telling you guys this, first off, this girl, as far as I know, barely even knows Yoshi at all. And I'm not sure where she's from, but even though she speaks English well, it's not her first language. Now this girl is a popular Tsunami artist, so already Yoshi would have his eyes on her. And if you go through her gallery and look at the comment section, especially on her Amy or Tsunami pictures, you are most likely gonna find Yoshi there. And he doesn't even talk about the pictures. He doesn't say, beautiful work, nice job, etc. At least not much anyways. He talks about himself, as if he's trying to, I don't know, impress her or something. Feel free to pause the video if you want to read all these. And if someone says something negative to this girl, Yoshi goes berserk and acts extremely overprotective of her, when really, I don't think she even cares if she gets a negative comment here and there, since from what I've seen, it doesn't happen too often.
Hey, I am sorry about what happened last night. There was a Tsunami hater coming on your wall and saying stuff to provoke you. I stood up for you because you're a friend.
Now, here's where it gets creepy.
Excuse me? You know that she is a Tsunami fan, right? If you're telling her to go fuck herself for not supporting Shed Amy, you are trolling. You don't come on her stuff and tell her to go fuck herself. Respect that she likes an Amy. I respect you for liking Shed Amy, but you don't tell people to go fuck themselves for not supporting it. Listen, she is like a little sister to me. If you mess with her, you will have to go through me first. I am not gonna let you do anything to her.
Excuse you? Little sister. Already that sounds bad since he makes it clear he likes incest. But really, calling a girl who barely even knows you and almost never says anything to you, your little sister. What? One day, this girl posted a picture of her face. While everyone was saying that she's pretty and so on, Yoshi says this.
You always put a smile on me face, you know? I am always happy to see you, and I am glad to hear that you love me. Not in a crush way, but love me as a person. I love you too, as a person. God bless you. Me and everyone else are gifted by God to have you as an artist. Keep up the good work forever.
Okay. That's creepy. Did you really have to say, oh, I'm glad you love me, but oh, don't worry, not in a crush way or anything, why would I? As desperate as he is for a woman to love him, that's... yeah. And pay attention to her comments to him. Here she seems fine, but as he keeps it up, she sounds more uncomfortable each time, because she doesn't really respond to him too much. And I can't blame her. I think he might like this artist a little too much, if you know what I mean. And I'm pretty sure he only likes this girl for two reasons. One, she showed her face. Not that I'm against that or anything, just, you know, it's Yoshi we're talking about here. And two, she draws Tsunami. And here's why I think that.
Me, Amy! Second time tournament's ending music plays. I love you so much, begins to cry. You make me so happy. Every time I see you, Amy, you always cheer me up and remind me to stay positive. Thank you so much for making this. Me and all the other Tsunami fans are so lucky to have you. Keep up the good work.
Yeah. You're lucky to have her because she draws Tsunami? Shallow much? Now back to what I was saying about her comments to him. Sure, she seemed fine there, but as she responded to him more, she sounded more uncomfortable each time. Look at this, for example. She just did a simple thank you when he commented to her on this journal of hers. Now look at this comment. She seems more happy and comfortable with this person. This is on the same journal that Yoshi was on. And look here. Doesn't she seem uncomfortable? And dude, are you trying to find out where she lives? Not cool, man. So me and some other friends of mine had enough. Hopeless Romantic 721 and ShadowFan92 sent her private messages warning her about this creep. Her conversation with Hopeless went like so. Hello, I'm just a passing artist on DA, and recently, well, there were some concerns circling around this, YoshiWii1, and I just heard a rumor that he was making a fuss with some other girls, and I remembered you were one of the more popular Tsunami fans, and just wanted to come by and ask if everything was okay. I'm not trying to pry, but something like this already happened to a friend of mine, so I wanted to see if it's not just her, and if he was possibly being a weirdo. The girl wrote back to Hopeless and said this. Oh, thanks for your care. It's nice of you. Yeah, I know him. I can say he bothers me really often. He keeps questioning all the time, and he tries to suck up by drawing my characters, etc. It's stupid for me, but he's not harmless, I guess. Thank you again. Hopeless replied, and she included a link to part 1 of our Yoshi rant. The girl watched it, and she said her reaction. Oh my gosh, it's seriously creepy. Didn't know he was acting like that. Really, much thanks for you that you informed me. There's a second person who also said to me about him like that. It was a few minutes later. I'm gonna guess that was Shadowfan. Okay, I need to keep him away from me. Best option is to block, I guess. Thank you very much again. And the last thing the girl said was this. I've done it already, and he's blocked right now. One of my Polish friends was writing to me that he's talking to her about his problems with tears because I blocked him. And it's okay, these videos say the truth about him. It's proof, and I feel good with it. See that? She even said that Yoshi bothers her way too often, and she's creeped out by his behavior. She did the right thing by blocking him. You see that, Yoshi? This girl was disturbed by what you did, and you saw her as a little sister. What is wrong with you? And you crying to one of her friends about her blocking you? Dude, she barely even knows you. Stop acting like this girl loved you. And he didn't even stop there. Hopeless Romantic did an art trade with this girl, and despite being blocked by her, here is what he said.
Great job! I am a big fan of hers. In fact, I am going to draw her OC Jean. Of course, I am crediting her 100%.
Are you kidding me? You're blocked by her, yet you're trying to suck up to her still? And that really shows how obsessed you are when you yelled at Hopeless back when she drew a picture for the other girl that you yelled at for stealing my original design because she wanted to cheer her up from your stupid crap. And you still say, did you ask for my permissions? Oh, but when Hopeless drew something for your so-called little sister that you're clearly in love with, you act like nothing happened because you are just that obsessed with her. And even still, Hopeless Romantic told me he showed up and commented on this as soon as she posted it. And she found him still sneaking around on the girl's page when he's blocked. Yoshi, you need to shut up and leave this poor girl alone. She blocked you for a reason, man. Get over it. She wants nothing to do with you.
Now that we pretty much covered up the creepy part of Yoshi, the last thing we're gonna do right now is letting yet another special guest to take over for a little bit before we're ending the video. Thank you, Matioskarai, for your participation. Alright then, Yoshi. After hearing all of that, you still think she has a crush on you? She called you a lunatic, and she said that she hates you. Does that define love to you? If it does, wow. Talk about someone who is really desperate to get a girl onto your arms to cry onto her shoulders. This might sound shocking for you people, but despite what we said a few months ago about not making any more AkaiDalia rants, yes, people, it's exactly what it sounds like. Believe it or not, think what you want, but this is another AkaiDalia rant video. Surprised? I'm not really, if you ask me, but it won't turn to a series or anything. This is just basically a quick slideshow rant of what she's been up to lately. And before any of you Akai fans are gonna bash us for making another rant about her, even though we said we were done with her, note that she hasn't commented anything to our videos, even if we encouraged her to talk to us instead of thinking we're haters of her. Until almost 2 months later we uploaded the last part. Took her long enough, didn't it?
You're too slow!
But instead of Akai calling us haters, trolls, or attention seekers as she has always said during the time we made videos about her, it seemed like she actually enjoyed them, got very upset that we were ending the series, and even claimed that we were awesome! Wow! Really, Akai? I didn't really expect you to say something like that to us. Aww, you're making me blush. You know, we really didn't plan to make more videos about you, but since you like them so much, we thought we could make another one just for you. Hope you will enjoy it. Love you, sweetie.
As you can see, Akai just decided to be a failed troll, like she has done to others before. Now Akai, when we said talk to us, we didn't mean act like a child trying to offend us. It won't work, since it's hard for people to take you seriously with everything you say anyways, so you might want to try a different tactic here. But I gotta ask, if you were gonna take 2 months just to say something to us, and it ends up being something like this, then what was the whole point of commenting in the first place? Was it really worth it to you? Especially with what you said to me in our little conversation, but I'll get to that soon enough.
Since we stopped making rants about her, she started to pay attention to us, which I find it very weird because by the time we kept making rants about her, she just kept talking about us behind our backs and basically acted like she didn't care, even though she said to the people not to look at the rants and they should look for themselves at her profile. When we uploaded the last part of the rant series, I expected her to act like she has won. You know, basically acting like we've got nothing more to say about her, and that makes her a winner or something like that. Or at least she'd be happy about us not bothering her anymore. But the very first thing she ever did after uploading the last part was this animation of her character looking unamused.
What makes this really funny is that she actually made this the very same day that we uploaded the final part. It seriously felt like she did this only seconds after she watched it. That's how quickly she posted it. And of course, since she did this so fast, people actually questioned if her reason behind it was because of us. But of course she says,
"Oh no, this was my own idea. It has absolutely nothing at all to do with the rant that was made the very same day when I did this."
Why yes, your character just happens to be unamused for no reason. Now, if she had done this a long time after the rant was finished, then yeah, maybe it would be your own idea. But the same exact day when the final rant got uploaded? Sounds kinda fishy, doesn't it? Was it too much trouble to say why she was unamused? After all, it was your idea, wasn't it? So surely you should have an explanation, right?
Around 1 month later, she gave me this stupid note. And since her English is so freaking broken, I can't understand the half of what she typed except the "you want the attention, you get the attention, not everyone is going to agree with you, and you're so popular on Divina thanks to me, blah blah blah" nonsense. Well, if you must know, Akai, I actually didn't expect people to pay attention to us that much, considering that there's other people who have been ranting about you before we did. And also, I couldn't care less about being popular. Unlike you, I do things for fun and my own pleasure, not doing as people tell me to just so they can leave me alone and stop complaining. So this "you wanna be popular" argument is getting really old now. I responded to her, basically acting like a troll the way she did to me, and obviously she didn't respond back. And since Akai decided to act like a troll and enjoyed our videos, for some reason she thinks it's gonna work, we thought, why not do the same thing to her since she doesn't know how to listen after all this time we've been saying we're not against her. So here's my response to "you're awesome" comment. I basically didn't take her comment seriously and going all along what she's saying, And then she said, again, "You're looking for the attention. And hey people, guess what? Here's another insult she came up with. You're abusing YouTube." And the rest of the conversation didn't last for long. I wonder why. So, as she's done to others and to me before, she just walked away from an unfinished conversation. Way to go, Akai! Congratulations! You are so proving that you're so much mature than us. But hey, that wasn't stopping her to bug us some more. Oh, no. She came back commenting again at the very first rant, saying that you tried to prove your immaturity and you did it. Because, according to her logic, saying that we're not against her, it gives a criticism of her character and herself, and not saying anything bad about her as a person is so showing how immature we are. And for the third time, she commented on our Part 6 rant and claimed that we're the real cowards because we're not talking to her personally and putting videos of her instead, and again claiming that we're doing this for the popularity, and insulted us like we literally do that and she's the hero of the day. Can I just ask you something, Akai? Are you seriously trying to make it look like we're the cause of your reputation and we're the bad guys here, even though the rants about you are actually based on fact and not feelings? And you're suggesting us to talk to you. Really? It's not like I tried 2 years ago, and look how that turned out. I got blocked by you. How do I know they won't block me again? And it's not like you're trying to solve your problem. You're just trying to make yourself look better than us. You're also claiming that we're so-called you because of your art and not your attitude. In a way, you're kind of right, Kai. We are blaming your art because of what it contains, not your art skills. But that is not, and I repeat, that is not the main reason why we've been making rants about you. If it wasn't for your attitude, you would never be into this mess in the first place. So you cannot say that we're not doing this because of your attitude. And the funny thing about her whole comment was when she said this: "If I'm wrong, then prove it to me." Prove what? What's there to prove? What do you want us to prove to you? If you haven't noticed, Akai, we have been proving a lot of stuff about you in the videos. Even others have been doing that. So we don't have any problems proving anything. The one who should be proving something is you. Because you constantly say things about yourself but never give any proof of it.
Now on to my lovely conversation with Akai. After seeing her little comment there, I just had to talk to this girl. Hey, the queen herself called us awesome. Oh, what an honor it was, ooh. Oh, but apparently she thinks we're awesome for something else. Makes so much sense, doesn't it, people? So it was time to include a little logic into this, by saying, you know, why are you here after 2 months, maybe? But as we all know, Akai never answers questions properly. She skips them. But instead, she told me that she loves me. Yay, I feel so loved. Anyways, I told her why exactly she skipped. Because I proved a point. Trust me, people. You prove a point to this girl, she'll back away in a corner like a coward and try to protect herself by skipping everything. Because she knows that you're right. But according to her, she's not a coward only because she added her thoughts. Well, let's take a look then. Wow, look at all those thoughts, people. This girl sure is thoughtful with all these thoughts and stuff. In all seriousness though, Akai, commenting like a troll does not count as adding your thoughts. Now I could explain what exactly adding your thoughts would be like, but I know you'll just do the same fail troll thing again. Moving on though.
Let's use your honey 'Cause that's rants never makes you mature, and you're not worth my attention. Good luck with making that scraps.
And this is what I meant when I said, was commenting really worth it to you? Because of that. Akai, if you really thought this, then why did you even watch the rant? Why did you even comment? Why did you do anything? I don't get it. By the way, use my what? My comma? I'm sorry, but I haven't really figured out how to use it yet. My comma is very complicated. You wouldn't understand. But as the conversation went on, she decided to, I don't know, hurt my feelings, I guess. Though she pretty much just described herself there. And just ends it all with a bye. What a shame. Oh, but wait. There's more. She commented again on the first rant we ever did of her, which is even older than the one she commented on before. Seriously, woman? Well, I was just responding to a nice comment that I really appreciated. But then she just butts in out of nowhere to interrupt with the same nonsense that she always says. She's so polite, isn't she? So, logic time. More excuses, and then, wait. What does that say? You're strong. Huh? Oh, no, of course she's strong. That's why she's here repeating herself. That's why she makes up excuses to make us look bad. That's why she's done basically everything I said here. Yes, she's so strong. Oh, you got me, Akai. Oh, no, I am not worthy of your greatness and power. No, you're not. It's very clear that you're not. You've had some difficult situations in your life? Well, I am sorry to hear that. But, does it really give you an excuse to act like this? No, it doesn't. Also, I have gone through a lot of difficult things that have happened in my life. I won't explain all the details, but none of it was easy for me. Do you see me going around acting like a jerk to people like you do just because of that? No, so don't use that as a way to get sympathy. Besides, everyone goes through a hard time sometime in their life, so what makes you so special? Oh, hold on, folks. If you thought anything Akai says to defend herself was funny, just wait until you hear this one. So after trying to explain to her why you shouldn't use your own life problems as a way to get pity, she completely changes the subject to something I wasn't expecting. Possibly the funniest insult to me that I've ever seen. Do you make babies with Sonic93? I just... Are you kidding me? Do you realize how childish that makes you sound? Akai, I don't know if you know this, but I'm a girl. Yes, people, this manly sounding voice belongs to a girl. But, really? What were you trying to accomplish by saying that? It just blows my mind. But at the same time, I gotta thank you, because I really got a laugh out of that the first time I saw it. It really made my day. Oh, Akai, what will you ever come up with next? The possibilities are endless. Hey everyone, AmyChan here. Sorry to interrupt the rant like this, but I just want to let everyone know that a few days ago, I got braces. So if you hear me during the rest of the rant, and I start sounding like a really strange Daffy Duck, and I start going, that's why. Anyways, back to the rant. So yeah, after explaining to her of how, well, pointless that was to say, again, she doesn't listen to anything else I say, and changes again to this. Yes, because saying to someone if they make babies with their friend makes you so classy and ladylike and sophisticated and mature. Akai, look at yourself. Can you honestly look at yourself and what you have done and say, "I am so mature for my age"? If your answer was yes, then run! Something is clearly not right if you really believe that this behavior of yours is acceptable. I gave her some simple advice for this. Nothing rude, nothing mean, just some advice to help her. So what does she do? She doesn't respond, of course.
So when I saw her mature comment, I just had to respond to that and basically question her why she's saying that to others but not to herself. Especially if she's still missing the point of our rants. And you know how Akai is. She never gives you a proper response and skips everything you say to her. So she was acting all like, "I know who I am. You can't change me. You're just gonna have to deal with it." And for once, it seemed that she actually read what I said by copying my comment. But instead of responding to it, she just twisted it and, as always, jumped into conclusion, thinking that we're saying, "You're a slut and we don't like your couple." And because of that, she acts all proud of herself and doesn't care what people think about her. At first, I didn't bother responding to her because I felt it was no point to do that. And why try to talk to her again if she didn't listen to me the first time I tried to talk to her? So AmyChan responded for me instead and basically explained to her that what she said to me wasn't the case and told her that she has a lot of growing up to do. You seriously need to grow up, woman. But Akai, again, just left a simple response that has nothing to do with what AmyChan said to her and said that we need to prove it. Oh, God, Akai. You know, since you said that twice now, I just need to ask you this. What would proof be to you? Seriously, us saying that we're sorry? Us acting like your fan brats? Or us removing the videos? If that's what proof is to you, then keep dreaming on, girl. We are not gonna do anything you say just because you don't happen to like what we say about you. So then a user called That Crazy Cat Lady responded to her and defended us. We really appreciate it. And told her that she should look at the rants and so on. And all Akai said was, "Shut up already, sheep." Wow! Wait to show that you've changed, huh, Akai? Calling someone to shut up just because someone's defending us? I thought you told others that you've learned your mistakes and you would improve yourself. But then again, it's you we're talking about. You said things like that a dozen of times in the past and always keep going back to square one and hasn't really changed. So I just had to respond to That Crazy Cat Lady's comment because of that rude, horrible comment Akai gave to her and wanted to show that she should not waste her energy on her and let Akai give herself a bad reputation by keep saying stuff like that to others and so on. And because of that, Akai didn't just only butt in out of nowhere to AmyChan and That Crazy Cat Lady's conversation. No. That's not it, folks. She also just had to do the same thing to me by saying, well, you proved the truth of yourself. Congratulations. And you both cannot behave like mature. I gotcha. Oh my God, Akai! Oh, I am so busted! Oh, please, Your Highness! Have mercy on me! Please, I beg of you with all my heart! Don't put any more lies on Divine Art that you're just gonna remove the next day because people won't agree with you or make a journal about us that is just spreading more lies. I basically said something like that to her and giving her a good luck with doing that since we all know whatever she's going to put on Divine Art, they're just lies and no actual proof. So then Akai gave me this long and stupid response to me, claiming that she has the proof to my pathetic behavior. And the rest of the comment, she was talking about the topic sex for some reason. Because she thinks that the way she draws her character is the only reason why we make rants about her. It seems like she doesn't only change her mind about what she thinks of the haters. She even keeps accusing us for different things about why we made rants about her. So because of that, she thinks we're some kind of 5-year-old kids who've never heard the word sex in our entire lives and thinks that we're abnormal. Because she thinks that we think it's disgusting and says that she used to think the same way until she became 18 years old. And then she just had to use other people as an excuse and questions us why we're not attacking them and only her. But hold on a second, Akai. At the same comment section, you said that you don't care about our rants, and yet you're asking us why we're only talking about you and not talking about other people who do the same thing. I can't see the connection to a logic explanation there. Sorry, darling. And you know what else she said to me? She called me a kid. Of all people who's gonna call someone a kid, but is the biggest kid themselves, is her. Not only am I acting more mature than her, but I'm also only 3 years younger than her, and I just got into my 20s. So I said that to her, and for once, she actually said something that had logic in it. Bravo, Akai, bravo! I never thought that would be possible. Still a problem, though. If you only could do that more often. So anyway, what she said was this. The aim is to show the maturity, but the behavior, dear. So I was thinking, if that's what you think, then I'm gonna call you a 5-year-old kid to make things even. Because if she's gonna call me a kid for no reason, why not calling her a kid for like dozens of reasons? And then I gave her a very long response back, saying that if you have proof to my pathetic behavior, then go ahead, prove it. Because, like I said before, whatever proof she claims to have, we all know that they just made up lies and no actual proof. And since she thought that we think the topic, sex, is disgusting, and use that stupid, other people do the same thing excuse, I just had to question her sexual desires for Sonic and Shadow, since it had to do with what's normal and not normal and the topic sex itself. So, of course, she didn't respond to my comment and just walked away from our conversation. Again! So, after all that, nothing really happened. Everything was just peaceful, quiet, and lovely. Until...
Oh man! Oh God! Oh man! Oh God! Oh man! Oh God! Oh man! Oh God!
The all-so-mighty AkaiDalia strikes again with another journal. And can you give a guess who are the victims this time? Us! For the very first time, she mentioned us in her journals. Yay! I feel so honored, Akai. Even though the main reason you mentioned us was to make Sonic look bad because of her journals that was like months old, and you wanted to remove them so badly. What happened between Sonic and Akai will be more explained later, so stay tuned, folks. And then 2 months later, a YouTube user called Gotstar98 had a conversation with Akai, and one of her response was that I'm a Amy fan and AmyChan prefers Sonic to be single, which is true. But the thing is, Akai actually believes that's the reason why we made rants about her in the whole beginning. So do you know what she did? She put the so-called proof at the vine art, claiming that she just knew it, even though she said to me before that we're blaming for her art and not her attitude. Here's something you need to know about me, Akai. I am not like you, wasting my time hating something or someone because of something that doesn't even exist. I am perfectly fine seeing Sonic paired up with fan characters if they are portrayed right, which it isn't in your case. I am also fine with people pairing Sonic with other official Sonic female characters as long as they don't go against me.
And as for me, yes, I prefer Sonic being single. I really don't care much about Sonic shipping in general, but I also don't mind if someone wants to pair Sonic, or any official character, with their own fan character. Or if someone happens to like Sanami, Sanali, Sanaze, or so on. If they want to, then hey, that's great. I see no problem with it. As long as they don't portray Sonic as a rapist like Akai does, then it's all good. But, Akai, you really think we made 7 rants about you just because of your pairing? Oh, no. It's much more than that. It's a problem, yes, for many reasons. But we're also talking about you and your attitude as well. So it's obvious that you just jumped to conclusions after seeing that comment. Can't you think for once? Why would we, or anyone else for that matter, waste time by making more than one rant about you just because we don't like your couple and nothing else? What's the point? Oh hey, that's kind of what you do for Sonato now, isn't it?
I don't understand the point of trying to prove something when she didn't even bother talking to us in the first place and just kept bugging us for something that we stopped months ago. And for what I am about to say to you, Akai, I hope you'll be surprised. You're claiming that we're doing this because of Amy and Amy. Yet, how are you gonna explain to the people who are against you and they don't even happen to support Amy and even hate Amy Rose like you do? What excuse are you gonna give for them, huh? You don't believe me? Okay then, I'll give you some proof. So, your argument about us made those rants because of that is very invalid and has no facts or proof in it. So, better luck next time. And for some weird reason, Akai thought people are actually gonna stick by her side and be against us. For how many times have you been trying to do that now? And thankfully, they weren't stupid enough to believe her. There was even one person who explained that to her, and she demands us to prove it again. And the guy said that if she would listen to our rants, that would prove it. But of course, our lovely, sweet, friendly AkaiDalia is being so nice and generous and says this: I don't care about the words out there. It sounds like shit. 2 things, Akai, that I just need to say about that argument. First of all, apparently you actually don't think like that about our rants. Because if you did, you wouldn't even put the so-called proof you found and just making up lies in order to get people against us and stick by your side. No, you would just simply ignore it if you really thought that about our rants. Secondly, well, what can I say, Akai? Suit yourself. This is the proof you wanted. Not the kind of proof you want to hear, I know, but it's still proof. Unless you're willing to stop being so stubborn, keep acting like we're immature ones and you're the smart one and just listen for once, don't even bother begging us to prove something to you. If you're just gonna leave a stupid response like that, it's not gonna help your situation. She also responded to one of the comments she got, which led her to say this: Rant is whining. If she had come to me here, probably these rants are just as revenge. Immature! Now, Akai, since I just explained myself that the rant has nothing to do with Amy and Amy, and even put proofs that there's other people who are against you that don't even like Amy or Amy for that matter, so no, I'm not looking for revenge. And I really think you should know a better definition of whining, honey. And since you're into the My Little Pony series, and Rarity happens to be one of your favorite ponies, I'm gonna let her explain the word whining to you. Who knows? You might listen to her more than you'll ever listen to me or others. So, Rarity, could you please be a dear and care to explain to her?
Do you want to hear whining? This is whining. Oh, this harness is too tight. It's going to chafe. Can't you loosen it? Oh, it hurts and it's so nasty. Why didn't you clean it first? It's going to leave a stain. The wagon's getting heavy. Why do I have to pull it?
Make it stop! Stop whining!
But I thought you wanted whining.
Thank you, dear. Now, Akai, I really hope you were at least listening to your sweet, generous Rarity. Because if you didn't, you make her very, very sad. And you don't want to hurt her feelings now, do you? Hey, since you can't care less about how you hurt other people's feelings and act like a victim, I wonder how you feel about seeing a character you at least care about being sad. Maybe you will someday be able to show some sympathy towards others and not just yourself.
Not only has she been causing trouble for us, she also was being a drama queen to others too. Mostly for a person named Sonic. You may know her as the person who drew this here for Akai. Basically what happened since then was that Akai, being the big baby that she is, threw a fit about Sonic making a few journals about her in the past, causing her to make her own journals about Sonic. Even though she never did anything to her since then, Akai called her the Princess of Journals. Funny, considering all the journals Akai has made, and acted like she was Little Miss Innocent who never did anything wrong. But the only reason Akai did this was to get Sonic to remove the journals about her. But then she made this one here, saying that this whole thing is getting ridiculous. You don't say. That's only because you made it that way. Then this whole sob story about how people hate her and everyone's on Tux's side and she's bad and has a difficult personality and often behaves like a kid. Aww, even though you call people kids. And hey, shout out to us now.
To Sonic93 and AmyChan, I wondered how your parents reacted, how you're using the internet instead to studying. You would probably say goodbye to this for a few months.
Akai, this is my own laptop here. My parents do not care what I do on it. They know that I don't do anything stupid on the internet. You know, the both of us have better things to think about rather than just, what was it you called it now? Abusing the internet. But back to the story. The both of them agreed to come to a truce. That being, Sonic would remove the journals if Akai changed. This eventually led to the both of them removing their own journals about each other. Sounds good, right? Well, Akai did change, but not for very long. She went back to her old ways as expected, and broke the truce between them, causing Sonic to put her old journals about Akai back. What was Akai's response to this? This picture right here. Sonic's fan character with her own. Do you notice how Akai makes Sonic's character look like the bad guy here, and how she makes hers look like an innocent little angel? How typical.
You know, Akai, you could have lived in harmony with Sonic if you didn't put that journal in the first place. What was the point of doing that anyway? If you really wanted her to remove the journal so badly, why couldn't you just simply ask her? Instead of starting this drama all over again that ended months ago. Was it because she blocked you? Well, if that's the case, I'm pretty sure she had a good reason to do that, unlike you. And then you said, I regret wasting my time drawing it. I'm so sorry. And like you've never done that before. So, if you made this picture to act like you're the innocent one and act like Sonic's the bad guy, what made you change your mind making the picture then? I'd like to know, since you keep saying one thing after another.
So, not only is Akai a drama queen, a hypocrite, and a liar, she's also shallow as well. Let me show you. So an artist drew this gift here for her. I don't have a problem with this at all. The drawing is very well made, and the person who drew it is very talented. My problem was Akai's reaction to it, going on about how much she loves it. Keep in mind, this is the most she's ever said for any other gift she's gotten. Normally, she just says a simple thank you with the period at the end. No detail at all. But this, she goes on that it's so beautiful and wonderful and so on. Hey, what about your other fans, Akai? Did you forget all about them? Well, apparently you did, since you said this is the third gift that you just love. Yeah, out of all the gifts you've gotten, you just love 3 of them. That's nice. To make things more shallow, she demands that she must be friends with this person just because she loves this gift. Yeah, because, you know, forget getting to know them personally. I just want to be friends with them because they made something beautiful for me. She loves this gift so much that she puts it on her page where all her fans can see it, and calling it her favorite Sanai gift ever. Sounds really unfair, don't you think?
This just shows that even though she said she has changed for the better and appreciates people's gifts for her by faving them and saying thank you with that stupid dot, she will always show that she likes other gifts better than the other ones. Which is why I would recommend people who wants to make something for Akai, don't even bother wasting your time doing something for her, because she is very picky when it comes to people drawing something for her that isn't her art style. I'm not telling you not to do it. It's your choice. But just keep this in mind, that it's very hard to make Akai as satisfied as she was for that picture. You could even be a better artist than her, and she still wouldn't like the picture just because it's not up to her standards. For an example, like this picture a person made for her. She didn't like it because it wasn't feminine enough. Really?
So, everyone, remember when Akai would never admit why she hated Amy? Well, she did now. According to her, it's her hairstyle that makes Akai hate her. Wow. And I thought the whole Sonic has green eyes thing when Sonic 4 came out was dumb. Akai, do you think we're stupid? Hating someone because of their hair? We all know it's another lie. And she has drawn Amy with long hair. Looks like someone else, doesn't it? To the person who made this comparison here, thank you for making this. You did a good job at proving Akai wrong. Oh, but Akai is still in denial. Here's what she has to say about this.
One word, pathetic. You're just pathetic and ridiculous. Now your taste is wrong. I don't take seriously the people who call, ha, your essay is rip-off now to Amy Rosu, immature, then all the essays and hedgehogs in the world are Amy Rosu, isn't it?
And if you look down at the bottom, more comments from her about that comparison, and her reason for drawing Amy with long hair.
I just would like to make Amy more beautiful with the long hairs. This is bad, and no offense, but that professional animation is just ridiculous. It does not make sense. Just bullshit. Not valid points.
Oh, well, you hear that, people? If you have short hair, you're not considered beautiful in Akai's eyes. Great job there, woman. And great job at not explaining just how that animation, as you put it, doesn't have valid points. It's right there on the screen. It's showing you how your version of Amy looks like your own Mary Sue of a character. Deny it all you want. It's true. Oh, and for those of you wondering what else she's talking about on this comment here, we'll get to that very soon. But it will truly show just how bad Akai's attitude is towards people.
You know how many people has been asking Akai why she hates or hated Amy? We know you still hate her. And she tries to deny it and defends herself by saying, I used to hate Amy. I don't anymore. I've learned from it. I'm neutral to her now. And recently, she has been drawing her a lot because of that. The funny thing about her Amy Rose pictures is that, first off, sure, Akai generally doesn't put much effort to her artwork and stuff anymore, but do you see how she keeps making Amy having this same derpy face expression? Secondly, if you're supposed to be neutral to a character, why keep changing her design that much? Which will basically look just like your character? More proof that she's a ripoff of Amy Rose. If you were truly neutral to her, you wouldn't even care about her design at all. Thirdly, if you said you used to hate her because of her hairstyle, and you're neutral to her now, why are you still keep changing it? Wouldn't that mean you still hate her because of her hairstyle?
So Akai, you have been pretty convincing with this whole I'm neutral to Amy thing, but you have shown signs that you still hate her. Recently, Sonic93 gave me this interesting piece of information from Akai's page. Someone just wanted to know her opinion about the character designs for Sonic Boom, the new Sonic show that's going to be on Cartoon Network. Well, she did that. Okay, nothing bad here. But look at her thoughts on Amy here. Okay, well, that's kind of fishy there. But you might be thinking, well, there's not much information on the show right now. Maybe she just has no opinion on her yet. Yeah, I can understand that. But look at these next responses she does to this person. The first one being this. No offense, but Amy's outfit doesn't fit to her personality. Even though you drew her with shorts, claiming that it's your suggestion for her outfit. Honestly, maybe it's just me and I'm dumb, but I see no big differences with the red outfits. But you say you love anything that you draw, so that'll probably be your excuse. By the way, I'm pretty sure that someone who's neutral to a character doesn't say that they would prefer the show without them. This sounds like something to say if you hated them. Care to explain yourself, Akai? Oh, here's a good one. She even says that she wants Amy to be replaced by her second husband. Wanting Shadow there is fine, but wanting him to replace Amy? That's... yeah, she ain't neutral to her.
And we all know how Akai has been making some very bad decisions in the past, and she still does that. But one of her biggest mistakes she has ever made was that she exposed herself entirely. Like, we all know now how Akai looks like in real life. She has exposed herself before, but it wasn't that much of a big deal since she wasn't that hated back then. But I'm not showing this picture to expose Akai some more. The reason why I'm showing this picture is because I want to ask you something, Akai. A common question you get when it comes to suggestions of changing your character from looking like Amy Rose. I literally don't understand why you were thinking people won't think your character is Amy when most artists are drawing her with different hairstyle and clothing, just like the way you made your character. And it doesn't help the fact that she was pink as well. So the question is, why don't you just simply making your character look like the way you look like in real life? Do you know how much original your character would be? Instead of ripping things off from other official female characters. And hey, you've been even drawing yourself as a human before. So why not making your character just look like that but in a hedgehog form.
Because I like those colors! It's such a shame. I mean, I think she looks pretty. But it's sad to know what she really is like on the inside. And I know you'll ignore that compliment, Akai. But you know, it's not exactly a smart idea to post yourself on the internet when you're so hated at the moment. Everyone is gonna see it. So, I wouldn't really consider this safe. You never know just how far some people will go. So, about that comment I was talking about. This person made their own version of Akai's character here. She said herself that she only did it to make a suggestion. She didn't even give Akai a link to it. But Akai acted like quite a... well, I think you can figure it out. When she found out what this actually was.
I know the English from my collar, but I know my English is suck. Not only mine, hello! I love her as she is, 'cause it's my soul and heart. I love myself, and your version is, no offense, ugly. You're cheeky, and sorry, but I'm true artist. I love anything what I've made. Problem? I'm not gonna change her 'cause you've made a great version of AkaiDalia ever. Nope.
And you say you're modest, huh? Interesting. And she harassed this person by saying how ugly it was and hers is so much better and superior, and accused her of being an Amy Rose worshipper. Akai, if you had been paying attention, although she never does, this person was only trying to help you at giving your character a better design. She didn't say, here, take this, mine's better, use it now. But I shouldn't be surprised. You miss the point of almost everything you see. And yes, your English is suck. It is the suckiest suck to ever suck at sucking. But really, did you have to harass this person? That's only proving that you're a bully. You even called her immature and stupid. Wow, and you're the mature one here? Especially with this lovely comment. Oh, there's that insult again.
Don't make the babies with Amy, lol.
Woman, you have said this to me, that crazy cat lady, and now this person. So, how is this supposed to insult us again? Oh, if you claim you're not perfect, then why are you acting all cocky and full of yourself going, oh, I'm a true artist, I love anything that I draw, I love myself. Get over yourself. And to make things worse, she did this. That's great. So now, not only was she mocking her, her little brainless fan brats did the same. Akai, this is beyond disrespectful. You say everybody is immature, but look at you. You're mocking somebody, all because they wanted to help you fix your little unoriginal Mary Sue's design. What is your problem? Oh, because I love my little prostitute. She is great and true and better than anybody. And if anybody tries to change her, you're stupid. To the person who made their own version of Akai's character, I'm very sorry that you had to go through that. In my opinion, I actually think this is so much better than Akai's. She had no right to insult you over this. Oh, and Akai, you made it look better than your own character in your little insulting art here. Isn't that sad? You made what you call ugly look better than your own ripoff. Bravo, dear. Bravo. And if you just happen to be watching this, are you gonna call me an Amy Rose worshipper too? Or perhaps you're gonna go tell me to make babies with this person? Just don't bother. That won't get you anywhere. And for your information, dear, I do like Amy Rose, but she's not my top favorite either. I prefer other characters in the series, but I think she's okay. So you can't use that argument either.
Akai, as we all know, you've been going way too far with your hatred for Amy, blocking people and stuff. But it seems like your hate for her has been replaced by your hate for Sonato. It's so unfair! unfair, disrespectful, and ungrateful for going against the people who supported you in the very beginning. Now you're acting all like all the Sonato fans are just mindless, horny fangirls, and you never were a fan of the couple. And you also claimed not just Sonato fans, but also generally fangirls are pairing up YoshiWii just for the desire of the sex. There was one person who got offended by that since she herself is homosexual and responded to Akai's comment, basically mentioning about how she doesn't like the fact that it sounded like Akai thinks homosexuality is rape. She was saying her opinion in a very mature and calm manner, and asked Akai to not hide her comment or block her. But you know the obvious part. She did it anyway because someone was just stating their opinion that she doesn't agree with, which means you're a hater of her. Which leads the person made her own journal about her incident with Akai. There was another deviant user who was commenting to her journal, questioning Akai's logic. I really don't blame you for it. By saying, she said that homosexuality is rape, but didn't she one time draw her character getting raped? And I think you can guess what happened next, people. Our drama queen butts in another person's comment again, accusing the person to be wrong by saying, "People, are you aware of existing of the brains on your heads?" And "I didn't say it," and types like a 5-year-old child with a temper. She said the same thing to the person who wrote the journal when she was responding to the guy's comment to her. Akai, if they were wrong, do you really think they would listen to you if you yell like a little child with no manners and insults them? Instead of explaining yourself, you just shouting out loud about how you think people are all stupid, and apparently they misunderstood what you said, but you didn't care to explain yourself if they did that. And do you know the best part about this? The girl isn't only more mature than Akai is, but she's literally, and I mean literally, 10 years younger than her, which means she's actually a 13-year-old girl standing up against someone who is exactly 10 years older than her. I am not joking. Akai, aren't you just ashamed of yourself? I really hope you are. You probably wouldn't even be able to fool this girl, even if you tried to with your butthurt pity journals, or claiming that you've changed like you've had with others. And even if you did succeed to do that, it would probably work because she doesn't know you enough, not because she's one of your white knights or sheeps, as you call our fans now.
Some of you may know just how much Akai hates Sonato, because she has drawn picture after picture after picture after picture to show that she can't stand them as a couple. Some of these drawings have been just brutal, including Sonic getting shot or beaten by Shadow. Jeez, why so violent, Akai? We get it, you don't like Sonato. Why draw these violent, bloody pictures just because you don't like a couple? But I think we all know why you don't. Because the both of them are with each other instead of you. And that makes you just rage. One of these anti-Sonato pictures she's done, take a good look at what Shadow is saying there. Sonato, it sounds like I'm raping you. So, Akai is pretty much saying that she thinks Sonato is rape. She thinks Sonato is rape. Thinks Sonato is rape. Sonato is Okay, everybody say it with me. Hypocrites! Akai, dear, are you saying you're against rape? Really? Then what's this? This?
It looks like her nipple's trying to escape.
This? What's basically about 99% of your Sanai pictures? Don't even say it's love, because it's not. You have no clue what love is. This is coming from somebody who's never been in a relationship, but me, and pretty much anyone with a brain, can tell you. Pregnant threesomes, being held against a tree while saying, "Stop it, you idiot," and getting your, private area sucked on while having your period is not love. So, yeah. You can see how much she really hates Sonato, huh? Really bad, isn't it? But one little thing about that. Let's fast forward a bit. Akai still hates Sonato. It's her friend's birthday. So, Akai, well, draw Sonato. Sonato rape, of all things. Well, Akai, according to your own logic, then this here is not art. Oh noes. You know, I'm surprised her friend wasn't offended by this.
Oh, happy birthday, friend. I made you something that I hate, and I don't consider it art, and I think the fans of it are stupid. Hope you like it.
Okay. I get that maybe Akai wanted to do something special for her friend since her friend happened to like Sonato. But let me ask you guys something. It's one thing to not like something that your friend likes, right? You respect that they like something, and they respect that you don't like it. And it's all fair. You get what I'm saying? But the thing is, if you were friends with someone who hated something you liked, to the point where they're making endless amounts of pictures dedicated to hating it, and even insulting other fans of it, wouldn't you feel a little offended? Oh, I hate Sonato fans, but this is different because this is my friend. Sorry, Kai, but that's not an excuse. That's being unfair to your fans that like Sonato that you don't consider your friends.
Listen carefully, Akai. When I say this, I also hate Sonato. I probably hate Sonato as much as you do, but not for the same reason, obviously. But I can say this myself, that some Sonato pictures I've seen have more passion, chemistry, and love than your pairing will ever have. And you, of all people, are gonna say you're against rape? Because, honestly, it seems like you have some kind of fetish for it. Especially when you make Sonic into the biggest rapist anyone can be towards a person. And you're claiming that your character is in love with him. With other words, you're in love with a guy who wants to rape you and nothing else. I mean, he has all the qualities. Where should I get started? Lust, looking at her body 24/7. Lust, want to have babies with her for his own needs. Lust, has this really scary and creepy rapist face every time they're gonna have sex with each other. And more lust. And Akai, instead of you wasting your time drawing something you hate, why couldn't you just simply draw pictures of Sonic and Shadow without showing much hate towards the pairing, insulting the fans, and them doing something together that is non-violence? Like this picture, for an example. This is the best way to show that you're not into the Sonato pairing anymore. Without you wasting your energy drawing hate art of them and insulting your fans. So everybody wins by that.
Hey, look at this. This has, "Hi, my name is AkaiDalia and I'm a huge hypocrite," written all over it. It's Sonic pretty much mocking anybody who likes Sonato or just ships him with any other male characters, and saying, "Oh, I'm fine with hetero pairings, but if you draw me as gay, then it isn't art." Are you kidding me? So, lady, you're fine with straight pairings, but if someone happens to draw Sonato or any other yaoi couple with Sonic, it automatically means it's not art? This woman has great logic, doesn't she? Akai, I don't care about Sonato myself, but I have seen some very nicely drawn pictures of them together as a couple. You have no right telling Sonato fans that if they draw it, it's not art. Do you always have to be so rude? Hey, didn't you say, "I draw what I want"? So Sonato fans can't? But what really caught my attention were these sentences here. "Sonato has the sex contained of the many stuffs, and it does make any sense for Sonato love. No offense, but it makes more than your Sonato as desire gay couple." Akai, go back to when I said, "What is 99% of your Sonai pictures?" Okay, thanks. I'm not puppet. Well, that's great, except you, I don't know, make him a puppet in almost everything that you draw with your character. Herpaderp. Oh no. I can't tap that no more!
Akai, don't even start saying that I never said that. If they want to draw Sonato, they can. I'm not stopping them. That argument is not covering up about how you are so against them for supporting the couple. You keep saying that this is your opinion, but have you ever thought how at times you're stating your opinion can be quite offensive, mean, and actually rude? It's kind of like how you all keep feeling offended when people are stating their opinion about your pairing or your character. But the difference is that they don't go around making hate art of them before even trying to talk to you about it and give you some criticism. You, on the other hand, you just won't leave them alone and randomly have a big grudge against them and just want to tell them and to the whole world about how much you hate Sonato. Which makes me wonder, why did you even like the couple to begin with? Was it because you know how popular that couple was, so you decided to pretend liking it and made your own comic of them to gain some attention? Is that what it is? Because when you said that you wouldn't continue the comic, the fans probably raged like crazy. So a month later, you just decided to continue it so you wouldn't lose them and save your reputation by making people think how kind and sweet you are by continuing a comic of a pairing you hate for your fans. Aw, Akai, you're such a sweet little angel. Not. But hopefully for you Sonato fans out there, are gonna think differently if you do think like that about her, for what I am about to say about her Sonato comic. After over 3 years, she finally finished it, but there was 2 problems that popped up after she finished it. 1. Ever since she promised her fans to continue her comic, she just made Sonic and Shadow's relationship get worse and worse by making them argue all the time and made Shadow do stupid things just so they wouldn't lose the unborn baby, which led Sonic furious, saw him as a danger for the kids, and kicked him out of the house and basically broke up with him. Few years later, the kids grew up and Sasha was asking Sonic if they were safe because she felt like someone was watching them, and as you can see in the picture, Shadow is hiding on a tree watching them, as she was saying, with tears falling down on his face. You probably expected them to reunite and forgive each other in the ending, right? With other words, a happy ending? Not even close. Her Sonato hate went too far that it made a huge impact to the ending of her comic. Surprisingly, though, a lot of her fans accepted it. Some of them didn't like it and got disappointed, but overall, they accepted how the comic ended. But you know how our Akai rolls. She just ignores the compliments she gets and focuses more on the negative comments rather than positive comments. Which leads me to explain the other problem that came up. 2. Akai decided to make a so-called parody picture of the Sonato fans being disappointed of how the comic ended. And again, do you notice how she draws herself, making her look like, I really care about my fans, and I hope that they will enjoy the ending. And then the last panel, she was face-palming. Like, she feels like her fans never get satisfied with anything she does. Mostly like how this horrible Sonic fanbase is.
And you say you care about your fans, huh? Well, I'm not seeing it. This isn't a parody, dear. This is you saying, even though you got like, what, 3 complaints about the ending? I guess those 3 complaints out of all the positive comments you got were too much for you to handle, huh? Because AkaiDalia must not get negative opinions.
And after all that mess, Akai, you decided now, not too long ago, making a journal saying that you're sorry to the Sonato fans for everything that you've done to them? Seriously, it feels like you're taking your precious time to do something right. Which is why I have a really hard time to believe that you really are sorry. Because you've been showing hatred for Sonato for quite a long time now. And to be exact, maybe around a year or so. And just now, you think it's the right timing to say that you're sorry because of people called you out on it? That's the only explanation I can think of. Because one of the main reasons why I don't believe your apology journal is that you can't think for yourself what's right or wrong without people telling you so. Which makes me also believe that you don't really mean it. Not to mention, the past few times you've been saying sorry was just so people could leave you alone and act like we haters are just spreading lies about you. And here's another reason why I don't believe that you're sorry. This pathetic excuse of yours of why you showed so much hate for Sonato. I was under influence of emotions and rage. So, you're gonna let your so-called emotion and rage control your manners and act like an immature little child with temper problems for over a year? Akai, we are all humans. Everyone once in a while gets like that. But not everyone is giving that as an excuse to be a jerk towards others. Seriously, what makes you think you can get away with that? You are nothing but a human being, just like others. You should not be treated differently just because you can draw. And here's another thing that bothers me in her journal. She keeps acting like she's all perfect, hasn't done anything wrong, and if people don't agree with her, you automatically hate her as a person or her art, and you get blocked. But now she acts all like she's aware of her bad behavior by saying, even if I have a mean behavior towards others, why do you still like me? I'm so happy I've got many friends and I'm so proud of you. Even though a lot of people have been saying that to her for a long time and she kept denying it. Which makes me want to ask you another question, Akai. Didn't you say not too long ago you only had 2 true friends? And now, all of a sudden, you think anyone who supports you is your friend? I don't think you understand that your so-called many friends actually don't care about you as a person. They only like you for your art. That's basically one of the reasons why you're so popular and they keep supporting you.
As we all know, there is one more thing Akai is well known for. The pity journals. And she has made plenty of them. So, allow me to give you guys a dramatic reading.
I'm upset on myself because I have a sick personality. And I've realized, you're right. I'm bitch. Sadly, one time I can be kind, warmly, forgiving, sensitive. But second time is mean, bad, malicious. The one word, bitch. I was always like that. Also, I feel sorry to my lovely mommy for me. I just don't know how to control this. I'm worried for my future. I'm so sorry for my behavior. I'm bipolar. Sadly, I should leave the DA, but I don't want. I've got used to this place. Anywhere else I don't talk to people because I have nowhere. Don't take my apology if you don't want. I've just told you the truth about me. I'm also self-masochism mentally. I like to hurt myself. I'm aware of my hard, sick, and strange personality.
So, tell me, you guys, does she sound like she's telling the truth? Or does this all sound like she wants pity from her fan brats? Because, you know, if Akai was bipolar, you'd think she would come out and say this right away. But, like with most things, she only says she is because others have questioned if she really was bipolar before she even said anything about it. What makes these journals pointless, though, is that even though she goes on and on about her sick personality, she does nothing about it. In fact, this is what happens. She makes a pity journal, does nothing, a few days later, bam, she's back to her old self like nothing happened. Which brings me to this journal she did at the beginning of 2014.
The year 2014, and I have the ambitions, plans to myself, and especially the hard work at my personality, 'cause I need this. I feel that will be the year full of the hard work. So thank you for your standing by me and support. Never mind, war has been happened. Akai.
So, she made this at the beginning of January. It's now March. And during this time, she has mocked suggestions people had been giving her, made art that she dedicated to her haters, another pity journal, and offended a person who was homosexual one day before she made her resolution. Great progress you've been making there.
And hey, here's a funny thing about this little parody picture she made, because people suggested her to make a fan character for Akai instead of pairing her up with Sonic and Shadow at the same time. Since she obviously doesn't want that to happen, it makes it look like she's so happy with her rapist man. She's gonna make the made-up fan character she did for like a few seconds, I would guess, into a big douche, rude, and full of himself. Like that crazy cat lady's friend said, Akai, who would you rather have? A douchebag for a boyfriend or a rapist shallow pervert for a boyfriend? Oh, wait a minute. I shouldn't have asked, because I think I know the answer already. But what I don't know is, what makes you think that a rapist shallow pervert is better for a boyfriend for you than a big douchebag for a boyfriend? I don't see any differences there. They're both pretty bad if you ask me. But if I had to choose, I'd take a douchebag for a boyfriend any day, because at least he's not gonna rape me constantly, and I'm not into rape that much. In fact, that's one of my biggest fears, of getting raped someday. But Akai, I don't understand why you're acting like your relationship with Sonic is so good, perfect, and flawless. Not only the relationship's only based on sex, rape fantasies, and desires, you barely draw your character showing Sonic any love. And time to time, you've been showing more love and attention to Shadow, drawn twice your character, choosing him over Sonic and not vice versa. And the worst part about this, you've drawn Sonic either getting hurt or him losing body parts. I've never seen you done that to Shadow. And also, since it seems like orcas are your favorite animals, nothing wrong with that, you've been drawing 2 times an orca whale hurting Sonic because of your character, Mary Sue-ish much, and him getting eaten by it. Oh, Akai, you are so affectionate, lovable, and caring to your sweet dear Soniku. That is your own way to show how much you love him. Despite all the crap you do to him, he still loves you too because of that sexy, skinny body of yours.
Okay guys, we're about to come to a close here. But before we do, we got a little surprise for you. To anyone who remembers that crazy cat lady, well, sadly, something bad has happened to her. For anyone who doesn't know, we have a special guest. It's that crazy cat lady's friend from her rant videos, and she's going to explain all of the details about what has happened to her, along with some other things that she wants to say. So we're going to let her take over for a little bit.
Thank you, that crazy cat lady's friend, for your participation. And as for that crazy cat lady, or also known as Shadowfan92, I'm very sorry you had to go through this. I thought that fan brat learned her lesson, but apparently she hasn't, by making over 30 accounts just to dislike your videos. And she says that you guys have no life, says the one who dedicates to create over 30 accounts just to dislike a rant series that are based on opinions, just like ours. So, yeah, you might wonder what we think about Akai's so-called good deed for standing up against that fan brat for Shadow92 by making that journal? Well, the thing is, honestly, this doesn't change anything of what I think of Akai. Why? I'll explain. She knew about the situation before one person told her that and also asked her to help Shadow92. And she didn't want to help at first because I can't control my fans. As in, she's still gonna let her little fan brat attack Shadow92 because of that? Wow, Akai, talk about you really need to feel sympathy towards others instead of yourself, like I said in the last part. But eventually, she decided to help her. You know why? Because of the same reason as before. Someone had to tell her. She couldn't think for herself, but still claims that it was the right thing to do. Yeah, Kai, it's gonna take more than one person to tell you doing something right to earn my respect for you. As long as you keep doing things because people tell you so, I'm not gonna believe you have changed. Unless you have a brain to think for yourself and not acting like you need to obey others, like you're our slave or something.
Well, this is pretty much it, guys. So, the both of us have our own personal message to Akai before we end it all. So, yeah, I'll just say what I have to say first. Akai, where should I begin? I'm sure that you and maybe some of your fans think I hate you with a passion or something. But the truth is, I don't. Honestly, I do want to believe that you will change and fix everything you have done. However, you saying it's all in my past doesn't mean anything. You can't just run away from it and tell people to move on. That's kind of hard to do with the things you have done. But, do I think you can change? Possibly. I'm not going to be unfair and say never just because it's you. Do I think you can change right away? Well, seeing this it's in the past excuse, not really. But, maybe you will surprise me. Who knows? But I'll tell you what, Akai. If you work really hard to fix the things you have done, and stay that way for a long time, don't take this the wrong way, I don't mean for a few days or weeks or whatever, then me and Sonic93 will give you an apology, and we will congratulate you. Okay? Does that sound fair? But, listen carefully. You can't just do this because we told you to. You have to work hard and stay that way for a very long time without messing something up in order for us to believe you. Got it? If you do something wrong, example, lie, bash someone, block someone, hate art, be a hypocrite, or just flat out be rude to people again, or even something else of that nature that's bad, then sorry, but we can't be fair to you if you're not willing to even try. And like I said, I don't hate you, Sonic93 doesn't hate you, nobody hates you. Maybe some people out there hate you, but that's just how the world works. You can't expect everyone to like you. But the majority of us that are just pointing out your problems, they don't hate you. They just want to help you. We all do. Why is that so hard for you to understand? I'm the type of person who's nice to everyone pretty much. But I'm sorry. I can't be nice to someone with your behavior.
You can start with, stop calling us haters, attention seekers, abusing YouTube, or whatever you're saying about us. It just shows more that you don't want to solve the problem and love to blame others for it. Also, acting like a troll, saying things that isn't true about us, and act like you're more mature and smarter is making you look like an arrogant person and full of yourself. And it doesn't make things better that you're making it so clear that you're changing your attitude temporarily just to get people off your back and basically using them to like you again. Which makes me think of your recent actions, Akai. Recently, you've been forcing people to let go of the so-called past, even though a few days, weeks, or months old doesn't really count as the past, especially if you keep repeating your mistakes over and over again. It also just proves more that you don't want to change because you've learned your lesson. You only want to change because so people will like you again and us haters will stop spreading lies about you. You know what, Akai? I'm giving you the permission to do whatever the heck you want. I never said that you couldn't. All we did was just giving our thoughts and opinions about you and what your gallery contains. But we never said you must change it. We can't force you to do something you're not comfortable of. But the very least you can do is to respect others and accept critique. And I'm being completely honest with you when I say this. I don't want to think you're a bad person just because of the things you've done. I don't want to judge you like that. But at the same time, you're giving me and others a really hard time to believe that there's something else about you besides your attitude, art, and what it contains. Here's some tips I'm gonna give you when it comes to treating other people better. Have you heard the quote, treat others the way you want to be treated? That's basically what you need to do. Treat people the way you want to be treated. As in, if you want people to respect you, you need to respect them first. If you want people to leave you alone, then you start to leave them alone. If you want people to stop bugging you, then you stop bugging them. See, Akai? In order to make something happen, you need to make something happen. Take a good advice from the actual Sonic instead of your rapey, desirable Sonic.
Nothing starts until you take action.
That's basically what I just said, but I think it'd be better for you to listen to the actual Sonic who cares about people and want to help them, not wanting them for his own needs. Akai, you can think whatever you want about us, but truth is, I am so tired of this topic and talking about you. So please, do everyone a favor and stop troubling others. You can have your threesome couple. You can have your Mary Sue Amy Rose prostitute. Just leave everyone alone. So my final words to you, Akai, please, please, please start respecting people with different opinions besides yours. Start ignoring people who are bugging you and simply do what you want to do. Me and AmyChan aren't gonna stop you doing something you like to do just because of our videos. You're making it pretty clear that you don't agree with us about that.